Jordan Thompson has not had one iota of problem adapting to the Division II level of play, averaging almost 9 points a game after scoring a career-high 17 down at Ada on Thursday night. This guy is he's a winner. I mean, Trey Green's a winner. These guys all come from winning programs, and that's what you have to be successful at this level.
Oh, you talk about Trey Green before the Ada game. Now, Trey Green was 1 of 2 from the field, 0 of 1 from downtown. But before that, Trey Green behind the arc was go 8 of 12 from deep in his last 4 games, and 20 of 35, 57% from beyond the arc, shooting those threes. And you talk about Trey Green, he is such a key cog, and he could be a wild card today, hitting some big three-pointers to see OBU extend the lead somewhere.
Terry Evans in his 3rd season at Southwestern is 25-47. He has only beaten Oklahoma Baptist once, has never won inside the Noble Complex. Jason Aker is 5-1 against SWOSU, and Aker is 51-27, having won over 65% of his games here at OBU. And I will tell you this, that his 51 wins are the second most in such a short period of time, trailing only the great and legendary Doug Tolan in that category. So Jason, what he has done to rebuild this program in his likeness and putting it back on what I think is going to be the national spotlight very, very soon has been remarkable.
It is remarkable, and the players that he keeps getting in, just a rotation just from year to year, bringing in. How about Trace Bowling? He's injured the whole time. I think he's has time to blossom as the years to come. Jordan Thompson, just a freshman. I remember saying last year I'd like to see the big jump. I was excited this year of Jarius Hicklin from freshman to sophomore. How about Jordan Thompson? I know both of us can't wait till next year to see his jump from freshman to sophomore.
Jaquan Sims already over 1,300 points on his way to 1,400 career points between OBU and Limestone. Harrison Stoddard is over 1,100 on his way to 1,200, and Brantley Thompson needs just 4 tonight to eclipse the 1,100-point scoring mark in his career, all here on Bison Hill. OBU has won 4 straight ball games. That currently is the longest win streak in the Great American Conference, and they also have won 12 of 13 with a lone blemish coming against East Central at home a couple of weeks ago. Bison this year are 3-0 against Southwestern. The last time the two teams played was in Weatherford on Valentine's Eve, and it was 84-78 Bison over the Bulldogs. The game was tied at 38 at halftime. OBU 46-40. They outscored Southwestern in the second half to win it. In doing so, the Bison shot 48% of the second half and 48% for the ball game. Southwestern, actually OBU shot 51% for the ball game. Southwestern 48% for the contest. So like so many other times, OBU took a really good shot from the opponents.
There's no doubt. And Oklahoma Baptist, Southwestern's a good three-point shooting team with Torian Knight. Even Chris Briggs Jr., who's really strong inside, he's going to pop out from downtown. And Livingston Clear, he's 6'9". They'll put it up. Anybody on the Bulldogs can shoot a three-pointer. But, you know, in Ada on Thursday night, OBU outshot the Tigers 44% to 29% from the three-point line. OBU is 12 of 27. So if OBU can outshoot Southwestern from three-point land, that's really going to put a big dent in the hopes of the Bulldogs.
Prior to Thursday night, Oklahoma Baptist was shooting just a tick under 37% from the foul line. That was third of the conference. Their made total of 9.3 threes per ball game also was third best in the conference. One of the areas they have to do a better job of, I think, going forward is defending the perimeter. East Central hit some big threes the other night. It was Garriga again that did it to us. He was the hero here when they stunned OBU a couple of weeks ago, and he nearly brought them back from a double-digit deficit on Thursday night. But OBU's allowing 36, almost 37% percentage success for the opponents from three-point range.
And you said it, Garriga, he has a lot to do with that high percentage. He shot 6 of 11 from the floor in Ada, all of them from the three-point line, 18 points. So that's just a juggernaut because Garriga has been, ever since he lit up OBU and beat OBU here the second time inside the Noble Complex, Garriga has been on fire against everybody.
All right, we'll take another timeout. We'll have more on the pregame show in just a moment. This is Bison Basketball on the OBU Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please join us for today's invocation. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for every day that you give to us. Thank you for creating us and saving us. Thank you for this hour to glorify you. We ask that you keep the players free from harm and that they perform to the best of their abilities. In your name we pray. Amen. And now let's meet the starting lineups for today's contest. First for the visitors from Southwestern Oklahoma State. Starting at God.
Time now for a look at today's starting lineups. First of all, for Terry Evans in his third season at Weatherford with a record of 25-47, 288 and 172 at SWOSU and UCO in 16 years as a college basketball coach. He'll start Kobe Austin Johnson, a 5'11 redshirt junior from Tulsa, a transfer from NOC Tonkawa. Austin Johnson is averaging 4 points and 2.3 rebounds per ball game. Braylon James is a 6'5 senior from Jacksonville, Arkansas, averaging 11 points, 4 rebounds a game. Torian Knight is a 6'1 junior from Edmond, a transfer from Odessa Junior College. Torian Knight averaging 14 points and 4 rebounds. Damian Thornton, one of the best players in the conference. Damian averages a total of 16-7 a game and just a tick under 10 rebounds. Thornton is a 6'4 junior from Edmond and from Redlands. Chris Braggs Jr. is the fifth starter tonight, a 6'3 junior from Oklahoma City and Putnam City North. He averages 10.5 points and 2.9 rebounds per game. Southwestern is 4-5 in true road games, and again, they have really slumped since that 3-0 start, just 4-9 of their last 13. Oklahoma State behind 40 points today in Norman from Cade Cunningham has knocked off Oklahoma in overtime. So a huge win for Mike Boynton and the Cowboys today as they knock off 7th-ranked Oklahoma, who's about to tumble after losing earlier in the week at Kansas State. Here's the starters for your Bison. It's Jaquan Sims, a 6'4 senior from Covington, Georgia, transfer from Limestone, averaging 10 points, 3.8 rebounds per ball game. Nigel Wilcox is a 6'5 junior from Alpharetta, Georgia. Nigel averages 7.7 points per ball game, 8.2 rebounds. He is in the top 3 of the Great American Conference in shots blocked. Brantley Thompson is a 6'4 senior from Tuttle. Brantley, who has over 100 career games played and is approaching 100 career starts here on Bison Hill, averages over 16 a game to go along with 4.2 rebounds. Harrison Stoddard is a 6'7 senior from Edmond and North High School, where he was a state champion under Bulldog head coach Terry Evans. And Trey Green, who's a state champion in his own right, a sophomore from Kingfisher, 6'2", completes the starting lineup. Trey is averaging 6 points a game and 3.5 rebounds. So a special Senior Day video being played to honor the seniors here inside the Noble Complex. Tell you what, the job that the Department of Athletic Communications did putting those together for both the men and the women, they almost give you chills, partner, because they had messages videoed from the players' families and in some cases part of the community. It does, and you saw tears at the ceremony between the games here from some of the girls, especially on the girls' side. More of the guys were trying to get ready for the ball game, but it's very emotional to see your parents, and they don't want to see their kids' careers end. So OBU will put a 13-4 mark on the line today against Southwestern. And again, the Bison are going to have to play very, very well to have a shot at knocking off a very talented Southwestern club. I don't care where they finish in the conference. I'm telling you, this team, their top 7 or so, they have as much talent as about anybody in the conference. Yep, any game in this conference is hard to win, and it just gets harder as you go from here. But I do like the OBU's chances here, kind of like Southwestern in the women's game were favored. In that game, I think the OBU men here should be kind of heavily favored against the Bulldogs. This afternoon's broadcast of the Bison Radio Network brought to you by the First National Bank and Trust Company, SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, Shawnee, P&K Equipment, Tinker Federal Credit Union, and shopobubison.com. Don't forget, you can give to the Stampede Club and help support more than 550 student athletes on the fields of competition, in the classroom, and in the community. When you give it to the Stampede Club, you are supporting champions. For more information, visit obubison.com/Stampede. First half brought to you by Send Relief on the Bison Radio Network, helping you make a difference in your community and the world around, because when help and hope combine, lives are changed. Southwestern in the road navy uniforms, white numerals, lettering, and trim. OBU again at the home, white and green with gold numerals and green trim. Home sweet home, and hopefully OBU is going to be here for the next week or so. The conference title game would be next Sunday. That could very well be determined on the flip of a coin, but if OBU wins the quarters and the semis, they're here at least for 2 games. Thornton to jump center against Nigel Wilcox. Said OBU wins. Bison will go from right to left. Southwestern in a man-to-man defense. Sims pass knocked out of bounds, and you can already see the intensity by Swasu early as Braylon James had a hand of the passing lane.
Well, that was a great job by Braylon James, sticking that left hand out, popping that ball out of bounds.
Jaquan Sims with a behind-the-back dribble, attacks left, spins right, goes up, was pushed. Foul against Braylon James is his first, and Jaquan Sims is going to go to the free throw line.
So Jaquan Sims was far outside earlier when that ball was tipped out of bounds. This time Sims does his patented to the rim.
Last time these two teams played, Jaquan 7 points, 5 rebounds, did not attempt the free throw. He hits the first, and OBU is on the board. Against East Central, Sims had 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 of 6 for the foul line. Second one is up. That one is good. Jaquan's scoring is down. His overall game, though, is better, I think, than it's been in 2 years.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that either, but I think the reason why his scoring is down because his three-point shooting has been behind.
Sims trying to engage a tie-up out high is going to be called in a reach-in against Torian Knight. So Sims gets his first, and the first against OBU. 2-0 Bison if you're just joining on a pair of Jaquan Sims free throws. 19:27 to go here in the first half. OBU and Southwestern, round number 4. Kobe Austin Johnson, the final day of the regular season, hands it off left wing, Braylon James. James to Braggs, goes left, back right, spins, scoops it over Wilcox, missed it. Braggs gets the rebound, takes a dribble, cross-courts it left for James, goes into the body of Wilcox, back rims it and down, and Southwestern gets their first bucket. We're tied at 2.
Terry Evans is trying to go straight at Nigel Wilcox, trying to get him in foul trouble. Braggs and the other dribbler just put their shoulder right into Wilcox.
Hicklin, an offensive foul as he drove deep right over Chris Braggs, and now that's Sims, not Hicklin. That's the second on Jaquan. So we're going to see Jarius Hicklin now. With 58 seconds gone on senior day, the senior Jaquan Sims is going to the bench.
That first foul that Sims had on Torian Knight, it looked like he had part of the ball, but apparently the official ruled he had part of his arm first.
2-2 our score. OBU on a pair of Jaquan Sims free throws. The basket by Southwestern's Braylon James has tied the game. Hand off left wing side, James goes through the top of the circle. Now back left of the screen from Braggs. 20 to shoot for Swasu. Wing left is Kobe Austin Johnson. He pivots, leaves it foul line left. Braggs cross courts at Thornton's 3, no good. Rebound to Hicklin, who just checked in. Jarius counterattacks and veers right into the front court in front of the Swasu bench. Gives it up to Stoddard on the baseline. Harrison drives and a foul called against Chris Braggs. And it was a correct call, but I'm also going to tell you, if you were watching closely, Harrison was doing an awful lot of pushing, instigating contact.
Well, I don't argue with that either, but when Braggs is riding you got to get him off of you somehow. That's the right call on the block.
It was the right call, but I've seen it called the other way, too. Hicklin gets the inbounds pass. Thankfully, it wasn't. Trey Green, it's going to be, no, they're going to call a block against Braggs out front, and that offsets the 2 fouls for Jaquan Sims as Chris has picked up his second.
And that's bigger against Southwestern than OBU because OBU is deeper than Southwestern, and Braggs is so strong inside, they don't have any player to replace that.
Trey Green will inbound to Hicklin, left front court, newly refreshed shot clock at 16. Hicklin with a left-handed dribble, veers to the wing, now to Brantley. Curls, goes up, and Austin Johnson blocked the shot. Rebound to Braylon James. Into the front court, Knight being ridden across midcourt. Now Torian will slow it down left front court. Cross courts it to Austin Johnson, who goes right at Thompson, missed everything. Hicklin with a rebound, walked a tightrope and saved it inbounds to Brantley. Thompson then had it poked away from behind by Thornton. Good energy by the Bulldogs here early in Shawnee. Left side, Torian Knight, right in front of Jason Aker with the OBU bench. We're tied at 2 with 17:44 to play here in the game's first half. Kobe Austin Johnson with a stationary dribble covered up by Hicklin. Gets it now to Thornton, bangs his way to the rack and draws the first foul against Brantley Thompson.
I tell you, Brantley Thompson's giving ground. Thornton put his shoulder down, and all the Bulldogs are doing, they're going to, I guess Terry Evans understands these officials the way they call it. Just go into the defender, and they're going to get the call.
Thornton has a team-high 90 and 91st free throw coming up. Damon Thornton is a 72% foul shooting for a team that's at 71%.
Let me tell you something about that block shot with Austin Johnson blocking Brantley Thompson's. You talk about earlier about how it's hard to play somebody 4 times. I think that's exactly what happened there. Southwestern knows Brantley Thompson that play so much where Thompson moves from right to left with the 3-point that he just timed it perfectly for that block shot.
Thornton back rims the first free throw. You get one more to break a 2-2 tie with 17:41 to play in the first half. Wilcox, Brantley Thompson, Hicklin, Stoddart, and Trey Green out there on the floor for Oklahoma Baptist. Only one substitution. Jarius for Sims as the second free throw clangs off the inside heel of the rim and bounds to Oklahoma Baptist. Sims is on the bench with 2 early fouls. So too is Braggs Jr. for Southwestern. 17.5 to play first half. Hicklin between the circles, moves left of the run from Stoddart. Now accelerates, goes behind the back, pulls up elbow left, misses the jump shot. Thornton with a rebound, lost the handle, but it's tracked down to the corner by Torian Knight. Knight counterattacks, goes right at Green, lays it up, missed it. Good defense by Trey. Alter the shot, and Brantley has the rebound.
Not only did Trey Green alter that shot, I think he might have got a fingertip on it. Could give him a block.
Stoddart to Green, left front court. Now to Brantley Thompson. Pulls up off the dribble. Switch. Got an elbow left. He has gotten to be so good off the dribble this year, and that's one of his patented shots for the elbow of the line.
And what's so outstanding about Brantley Thompson, he's right-handed. He shoots left, goes left and makes them.
Austin Johnson from deep nails the 3. SWASU with their first lead, 5-4, with 16:46 to play here with the game's first half. Jarius Hicklin into the front court. James jumps out at his face. Hicklin gets a screen, moves right, goes to the goal, layup good.
Those hesitation dribbles by Jarius Hicklin are deadly to the defense. Holds up, then gets the defense, goes by off the glass.
Austin Johnson, left circle, gives it off to Jalen Williams, who's out there. They dump it down low to Thornton against Thompson. Now he goes left to right, muscles up against Brantley, missed it. Thompson tips the rebound to Hicklin. Bison have it, they lead it by 1, 6-5. Hicklin will slow it down into the left front court. Southwestern in a man-to-man defense. Hicklin gets a little bit of a screen, fires a 3, bang, he got it. Jarius with 5 straight, OBU leads at 9-5.
You said a little bit of a screen. It ain't much room that Jarius Hicklin needs. You just give him a crack, and he's going to pop it.
Kobe Austin Johnson of the Bison logo, middle of the floor. Works center circle, veers right, pitches in the quarter. Out front now for Williams. Jalen out the dribble, dumps it down low. Thornton didn't expect it. It's off of him out of bounds. Timeout. 15:47 to play first half. Jarius Hicklin igniting the offense from the bench. OBU leads at 9-5 on the Bison Radio Network.
Spending life wisely means taking small steps towards a life of love and impact. And we're here to inspire and empower you along the way. Spend life wisely. First United Bank.
Attorney Jordan Klinger at McIntyre Law. We have over 100 years of experience fighting for Oklahomans injured in automobile and semi-accidents. Distracted driving is an epidemic. According to government studies, 1 in 4 crashes now involve texting and driving. That's 1.6 million accidents caused each year by distracted drivers. If you have been injured and you want to know your rights, call us now. The consultation is free. We love what we do and we're good at it. We are trial lawyers. Call McIntyre Law today.
OBU basketball presented by SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, Shawnee. They have a game plan to keep you healthy. Visit ssmhealth.com today. By P&K Equipment for locations and more about P&K Equipment, visit them online, pkequipment.com. This year, Tinker Federal Credit Union is celebrating 75 years of TFCU and you, helping members achieve their goals and realize their dreams since year before Scott was born, 1946.
Easy now. That was the year before my dad was born.
I was just seeing if you were paying attention.
Yeah, I was.
15:47 to play in the first half. Jordan Thompson is out there. If you were born a year after 46, man, I was born in the 1910s. Brantley guarded by Mason Hart, who comes in out of the break, gets a screen. Brantley a jump pass to 10, who's into the lineup, and it's knocked away from Justin out of bounds with 15 to the Bison shot clock.
Well, that was a good play by Mason Hart. We hadn't seen a lot of him this season, but Justin 10 was open, and Brantley Thompson's a great passer, but he disrupted that pass.
Thompson inbounds to Harrison Stoddard. Those are the only two starters out there on the floor. 10 from Jordan Thompson, bangs his way to the paint, draws a double, kicks it corner left for three. Thompson pinballs in and out. Justin 10 with the rebound, put on the floor, a loose ball foul. They're going to call Justin 10. 10 didn't care for that. He thought he was fouled initially when he lost the handle.
And you might be exactly right that happened, but there's no doubt after he got frustrated, he used that left arm to knock over Butler.
15-17 to play first half. Todd Miller, Scott Wanish with you on the Bison Radio Network. No network on Monday. It'll be audio only on OBU Bison YouTube. Wing right is Kylon Butler, who's out there for the first time. Butler veers top of the circle, works against his opposite number of 5, Hicklin, takes it off the dribble. Jerry has forced him to miss everything. Rebound to Stoddard, to Hicklin, accelerates into the paint, whips it left. Brantley another three, airballed that one right into the hands of Mason Hart.
You see Jerry's Hicklin dribble up the floor. He's not even running full speed, but he's covering so much ground like a major thoroughbred, just cruising speed.
Jalen Williams being guarded physically by Justin 10, who forced him to throw it to Brantley Thompson. Another Southwestern turnover. Officially, they're showing just 2 on the monitor. 14-26 to play opening half. Bison lead at 9-5. Over the last 2:03, they've scored 6 straight from Jarius Hicklin. Brantley Thompson attacks left, funnels it down low to 10. He was wide open, fumbles it, gets it back, lays it in. No basket. They're going to say travel.
Well, he definitely was moving, but it looked like the defender popped that ball out of Justin 10's hand. That way it wouldn't be a walk.
Justin 10 is a man. I'll just say that he's a man, and he's an unpolished man on the basketball floor. But when those skills become even more honed, he is going to be a handful in this conference.
No doubt about it, and you still have Wilcox alongside. And what if Harrison Stoddard comes back next year?
Nigel has re-entered the ball game, 4-10. Down the paint goes Gibson, had a shot blocked, but a body foul against Jordan Thompson. That's going to be JT's first. 14:01 to play first half. Southwestern on a scoring drought of 2 minutes and 49 seconds. They'll go to the line trying to cut into a 4-point OBU lead. Bison are off to a 3-for-7 shooting start. Southwestern is 2 for 8. And Gibson clangs the first free throw off the hill of the rim. Southwestern is 0 for 3 to start the afternoon for the free throw line. Stoddard has come out of the ball game. It's Bowling and Hicklin. Jordan and Brantley Thompson and Nigel Wilcox out there. And Gibson ends the scoring drought as he hits the free throw. 2:49 without points for Southwestern, yet they're within 3 at 9-6. Thompson goes down the paint, feeds it to Wilcox. One-handed dribble, and he flushes it home.
Wilcox got out of the way. Thought that Jordan Thompson was going to go all the way with the dribble, and then they dump off pass and the dunk.
Gibson tries to get it back, +1, misses straight on for the head of the nail. Thompson the rebound. OBU leads by 5, 11-6. Bowling on an outlet pass, goes to work left, slides to the paint, and furls those long arms, and around it goes and down.
That's what we're talking about in the pregame. The sky's the limit for Trace Bowling as well. Coming off that injury, hard dribble, getting bodied, and reaching out with the right hand as he's falling to the floor, gets the bucket.
7-1 run over the last 3:15 for OBU. They lead it by 7, 13-6, their biggest lead of the night. Livingston Clear, who just checked in, bangs his way and missed the turnaround jump shot for the right low post. OBU doing a great job sealing off and limiting the Bulldogs to one shot now.
That was Brantley Thompson giving up several inches to 6'9 Livingston Clear. Thompson really close to Clear, making him tough to make that short jumper.
Hicklin fakes the pass, drives in, jump passes. JT, 3 left wing, rattles off. Mason Hart down for the rebound, and here comes Southwestern down 7 with under 13 to play in the opening half, 12:45 to be exact. Gibson moves left of a Livingston Clear screen. Clear now trying to set a pick on the left side, does. It was a rub as Braylon James attacks down the paint against Thompson and lays the floater in.
Well, that was a nice move by Braylon James because Thompson's not easy to shoot over. A little double pump up in the air off the dribble.
Hicklin with a crossover, a wicked one, gets down the paint and draws the foul. So Jarius is going to go to the free throw line. I think the foul is against I'm not certain if they've called it on James or on
Butler.
It's on Kylon Butler.
That's because Jerry's Hicklin, he has got that inside-outside. Making that three-pointer is going to make people come out on him a little bit. So he's putting that ball to the floor, going to the rack.
Hicklin, who had shot well from the line on Thursday night, misses his first attempt. OBU 72% prior to Thursday from the stripe. Thompson will get a blow over on the bench the first time he's come out of the ball game. Brantley in the top 9 of the conference in minutes per ball game at over 34 to lead OBU. Hicklin's second free throw is good. It's 14-8 OBU. 12:21 to play here in the first half. Women fell by 14 in the first ball game. Right side, Damon Thornton, and he's going to be called for a travel. How would you like to have Nigel Wilcox looking half crazy in your face with all that athleticism trying to guard you?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it caused Thornton to travel. Looked like he kept his pivot foot down. He looked at the official and didn't say anything.
Jordan Thompson into the front court. Jerry's Hicklin right side. Lobs it over the top. Wilcox got free, gets 2 defenders in the air, and came up short of the two-handed dunk. Fortunately for OBU, it was last touched by Southwestern.
Yeah, I think he got bumped where he didn't get to go up the elevator like he normally does.
He has been a human highlight reel himself this year for OBU in the regular season. Green lobs it left wing for Jordan Thompson. The freshman from Southmore takes 2 big strides, throws up a runner, missed it from 6 in the paint. Wilcox tips the rebound, saves it in bounds to Green. Left corner, Stoddard for 3, no. Wilcox another rebound. Now to Hicklin. Jerry's a between-the-leg dribble, jab steps, fires, missed it right elbow, and Thornton finally has the miss for Southwestern.
Yeah, OBU's missing a couple of open looks, but they still have a 6-point cushion.
OBU doubling up Southwestern 10-5 of the glass. Fall-away jumper, Austin Johnson, wing right, no. Bison with a rebound. Southwestern has just 1 offensive rebound and no second-chance points. Under 11.5 to play before the break, 14-8 Bison. Hicklin dances middle of the floor, left side. Thompson, the gamble for the steal. He goes around, pulls up, missed the mid-range jump shot, gets it back, drives in, bounces to Stoddard for the layup.
What a heads-up play by Jordan Thompson. He had an open look 3 from the left wing. He knew when he let it go that it was short, so he followed his shot as fast as he could. Got his own rebound with the assist.
Time out of the floor, 11-10 to play first half. Oklahoma Baptist leads it by a count of 16-8. The first half brought to you by Sin Relief for the OBU Radio Network.
We can't walk in your shoes or work right beside you, but we can be here for you in money, in life. We get it. We're on this path together. You and TFCU, Tinker Federal Credit Union.
Attorney Jordan Klinger at McIntyre Law. Recently, the FDA requested manufacturers withdraw ranitidine drugs commonly known as Zantac. Zantac has been found to potentially cause cancer in the bladder, colon, throat, nasal cavity, kidneys, liver, lungs, pancreas, prostate, stomach, and testicular cancer. If you have taken Zantac, you may be entitled to compensation. Call us at 405-917-5200 or visit us online at mcintyrelaw.com. Download our new app today.
OBU basketball brought to you by the banking team you can count on, the First National Bank and Trust Company, by P&K Equipment, and by SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, Shawnee, where they have a game plan to keep you healthy. Visit ssmhealth.com. JT to Stoddard equals 2 more and an 8-point lead for the good guys with just over 11 to play here in the first half.
Yeah, Jordan Thompson, nice assist, the little bounce pass for the layup.
Austin Johnson, a jump pass as he brings it to the front court. Thornton, left quarter 3, James got it. Braylon James with 7, he averages 11 a game, and that was a much-needed basket out of the break for the Dogs.
That was a big, wide-open look from the left corner. I don't know what happened on the defense right there.
Jordan Thompson spins left, now accelerates, goes to the goal, draws a double, whips it across the floor. Hicklin for 3, bang! There he is, Hicklin, with his second 3, and that's back-to-back assists for JT.
Yeah, good things happen when Jordan Thompson dribbles into the lane. The nice kick out to the right corner.
Austin Johnson, Brantley Thompson about to check in as Austin Johnson works between the circles. Works left wing down to Thornton, who bullies his way down the paint and throws one up and in.
Boy, nice move by Damian Thornton. Like you said, it looked like he was going to just plow all the way to the rim with body control just below the dotted line with the pull-up jumper.
10-14 to play first half. OBU's lead is 19-13, so SWOSU hanging around. JT for three, got it, left circle. Here he goes again, first basket. He has assisted or scored in the last 3 trips down the floor.
Yeah, continuing that hot play down from Ada.
Wing right, Austin Johnson on a screen and roll to Braggs Jr. Back out there with 2 fouls. They kick into the corner. Knight pump fakes, turns down the 3, drives, back rimmed it. Rebound underneath, out of bounds, last touch by Nigel Wilcox. Here comes Brantley Thompson. One of the things we've talked about, we've seen the step that Trey Green has taken from his freshman to sophomore year. A lot of that, I think, has to do with the assistant, Zach Rogers. Can you imagine what JT may look like from one year to the next back in 2022?
I really can't wait to see it, and I'm just enjoying watching Jordan Thompson this season.
Right side, James to Austin Johnson around Hicklin. Try to block it from behind, and the shot rolls off. He missed the layup. Nigel Wilcox with the rebound, bounces it to the timeline for Jarius Hicklin. He tried to cross over. It's poked out of his hands by Damon Thornton. Now he runs it down, 17 to shoot for OBU. Under the halfway point here of the first half. Brantley Thompson and Jaquan Sims is back out there. He'll fall away for the foul line and knocks it down.
Sims getting to the rack early before he got those 2 quick fouls, so he faked dribbling in and the fall-away jumper at the free throw line.
OBU by 11, 24-13. They're pulling away for the Bulldogs slowly but surely here with 9:06 to play in the first half. Between the circles, Thornton gets a bounce pass, turns, back rims it. Wilcox down for the rebound. OBU put it a country whipping on the Bulldogs of the glass, 16-7 the advantage. Through the top of the key is Sims to Jarius, long 3, rattles off. Livingston clear with the rebound. His outlet pass tipped and run down by Nigel Wilcox. Holy cow. Now to Sims for 3. No, off the front rim. And Thornton rips the rebound away from his teammate, Kobe Austin Johnson.
That's the foot speed that I was talking about Nigel Wilcox in the pregame show. He was under the goal, ran full speed when Southwestern was going the other way and just intercepted that pass.
Nice move, getting down the paint, Knight, but he couldn't finish the finger roll. OBU has it. Nigel already has 4 rebounds in the ball game. Sims a pump fake, quarter left, drives, kicks it out high to Hicklin. Down the paint he goes, back to Nigel, he fumbles, leaves it left quarter for Jaquan. Back to Brantley, he attacks to Wilcox, hit a 2-handed flush.
Moving that ball around like that, Southwestern was actually playing good defense because OBU, they said, we're not quite so open, but boy, that pressure and just that penetration and the dish-off pass.
26-13, good guys, 7:57 to play here in the first half. Right front court, Kobe Austin Johnson spins now to Thornton, guarded by Brantley Thompson, who's played well defensively as usual in the first half. Braylon James attacks right around 2 defenders and kisses it in. Went right around Green and then was challenged by Brantley.
Nice move by Braylon James. Good offense by Terry Evans. They kept rotating around, and so some of the OBU defenders were running into each other, creating that open lane.
James with a team-high 9 for Southwestern. Sims puts up a 3 and nails it for the left corner. OBU is blistering the nets now as they're shooting almost 50% in the first half, and they've opened the lead to 28-15.
All of Sims's other shots were 15 feet and in. If he can hit from downtown, OBU's going to run away.
Wilcox nearly had a clean pick in the front court, but he made contact with Braylon James, and that's going to be a foul on Nigel, and that will take us to a timeout. 7:12 to play first half. It's Oklahoma Baptist 28. Southwestern 15. We're back after these messages on the OBU Radio Network.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. More than book smart, more than business smart. They are wise in their whole being.
We are future shapers.
Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
Yes. Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich. It's just so, it's almost too hard to put into words. Good thing there's the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger.
Going to the break, as we told you, that foul was the first to Nigel Wilcox, but the sixth against OBU. So Southwestern will be in the 1-1 with the next whistle. Our officiating crew tonight, Mark Anthony Edwards, Raymond Ships, and Matthew King. Southwestern will throw in Jalen Williams right there where Jason Aker was standing. Aker now walks off towards the other end of the OBU bench, and they'll throw it over and back into the backcourt for Camden Gibson. He resets across the timeline with 13 to shoot. OBU by 13 with 7 to play opening half. Gibson dances, bounces to Hart, down low with a block for Phil Baker. Baker, a little shimmy shake, goes around Stoddard and lays it in. Phil has not played a lot this year, only 11 games, limited minutes, less than a point, but he looked really good against one of the best shot blockers in the league.
Yeah, he had to fall away from Stoddard with the left hand falling to the ground off the board.
Hicklin, right circle. Guarded by Phil Baker. They're in a 2-3 zone. Trey Green with it, right corner. Dribbles into the paint, cross courts for Sims, 11 to shoot. Jaquan doing a lot of dribbling, gets deep, whips it to Stoddard. Stoddard gathers, spins, goes up left-handed, and in. Hit the side of the rim on both sides, and then finally went in. Harrison now with 4.
Good job by Harrison to protect that ball because Kylan Butler was coming in for the steal trying to dig it out.
Jaquan Sims needed to be a little bit smarter on that play. Out there with 2 fouls, he got a little too close to Mason Hart. And now he is done for the first half with his 3rd foul as Hart will go to the free throw line. Looks like Savon Milton out of Heritage Hall in Oklahoma City is going to come in. Milton has had his numbers reduced drastically this season, but terrific kid. He has meant a lot to OBU basketball.
Yeah, it's good to see Milton on the floor. Like you said, we don't see much of him. The sad thing is Jaquan Sims was hot inside and hit that big three-pointer.
Mason Hart, a freshman from Class A Pond Creek Hunter High School, goes to the first line for the first time as a collegiate athlete, and he hits the free throw. 30-18 with 6:18 to play here with the first half. OBU looking to split today here in the regular season finale from the Noble Complex. Second one is up. Hart got them both. Nothing but net. With Pond Creek, they've dropped off this year, but they've had some really good talent go through there with the boys over the last several years. 30-19, Oklahoma Baptist. Trey Green to Brantley out front. Harrison Stoddard got called for a moving screen. That's his first.
You know, Harrison was grabbing that finger that's taped up on his left hand, his left pinky finger. Again, I just wonder how much that's bothering him.
We talked about it quite a bit against East Central. Now, it may have happened before, but when you're upstairs, you don't see things quite as clearly as you do out on the floor, and we're on the floor Thursday night. Jalen Williams holds it above his head. Trey Green is on him with trip 5s to play first half. Down the paint goes Gibson, and a huge block by Jarius Hicklin out of bounds.
You talk about the timing. So much of blocking shots is timing. Hicklin just waited for the shooter to go up, and he just hit Gibson's shot at the pinnacle.
14 to trigger for Southwestern. They're within 11. Lob pass to Mason Hart out front. Now to Kylan Butler, loads up a 3 and back rimmed it. Hicklin weak side with a rebound. Phil Baker pulled away, not to challenge and get a foul called. Jarius quickly speeds into the front court. Baker cuts him off, head of the zone. They reverse to Brantley, drives, glides, lays it in.
So you can't do that on Brantley Thompson. Kylan Butler comes way out on him at the right three-point arc. Thompson just puts it to the floor for the layup.
32-19, Hart a pump fake, steps inside the arc, wing right, missed it. Weak side rebound to Kylan Butler. He'll leave it for 3. That one from Williams won't go, but Hart tips the rebound in.
Nice play by Mason Hart in the air with the tip in. He had to adjust his body in the air and tipped it in from the left side.
32-21, 4 straight now on the board for Southwestern freshman Mason Hart. 5:03 to play in the opening half. Jarius Hicklin, gets to the free throw line, glides left, goes up, and guess what? Hart blocked that shot. Williams with a rebound, outlets left front court for Camden Gibson. He'll cross-court it for Hart. Why not? Triggers another 3, airball that one. And Brantley had it hit off of his arm. He retrieved it, and then a timeout called for the OBU bench. 4:46 to play, first half. OBU leads it by 11, 32-21. We'll pause for these messages. Our broadcast brought to you by Sin Relief for the OBU Network.
Spending life wisely means taking small steps towards a life of love and impact. And we're here to inspire and empower you along the way. Spend life wisely. First United Bank.
Noble McIntyre of McIntyre Law. We have over 100 years of combined litigation experience fighting for Oklahomans injured as a result of a semi-crash. These crashes are traumatic and in most cases cause catastrophic injuries and even death. Our most recent trial involved a fatal semi-truck crash, resulting in a $4.25 million verdict for our client. If you have been injured and want to know more about your rights, call us. The consultation is free.
We love what we do and we're good at it. We are trial lawyers. Call McIntyre Law today.
First half, OBU leads by 11. Let's pause for station identification on the Oklahoma Baptist Bison Basketball Radio Network. Bulldogs will use full court pressure. Brantley Thompson will trigger it in off to our right underneath the Swasu basket. Southwestern kind of exchanging points here, not gaining much ground. They've cut 2 off their biggest deficit of 13. Jordan Thompson out after the break. Brings it across midcourt. Now loose left of the screen from Wilcox. Hands it to Brantley right around the circle. Pump fakes, gets Braggs Jr. there. Brantley's pass knocked away from Stoddard. Harrison regathers with 10 to shoot. Back to Thompson. Kind of a disheveled possession here as Thompson goes down the paint. Fall away, no good. Stoddard the rebound and throws it in with 2 to shoot.
Well, you're right. Kind of a broken up possession there, but scored anyway. I think Terry Evans out of that timeout. That defense was very active for Southwestern.
34-21 Oklahoma Baptist. Driving baseline is Braylon James, and what are they calling?
He said it was off the Bison, but I don't see how Harrison Stoddard touched that ball.
I don't either. I thought maybe they were going to call a block because he wasn't out of bounds either.
It was either that or it looked like I thought that Southwestern passed the ball on the baseline and hit the baseline.
James attacks right. They blow the play dead. They're going to call a foul on Stoddard. And Harrison now has his second. Terry Evans and the Southwestern bench is saying, hey, that ball was blocked. Is that not goaltending? He's not going to win the argument. Braylon James will go to the line looking for his 10th point. Braylon is a 68% free throw shooter. The first one is up and down. Here comes Jarius Hicklin back in. He'll replace Brantley Thompson. So Jarius and Nigel, Trey Green, Harrison Stoddard, Jordan Thompson out for OBU. Braggs Jr., Thornton, the free throw shooter, Braylon James, Austin Johnson and Torian Knight out there for Southwestern, and another missed free throw. And are they going to say that Hicklin came into the paint early? I think they are.
No, I think
they're going to call a foul.
Wilcox.
On Nigel Wilcox, that's his second. And the recipient of that foul was Damon Thornton, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Thornton very active, very quick, but Wilcox is as well. Maybe give him a good move on that free throw and tried to duck under. Then Wilcox got called for the hold.
Southwestern to the line for the 9th and 10th time as the first free throw rattles home from Damon Thornton. They have not really taken advantage much of their opportunities. They are 4 of their first 8. A trail 34-23 can get it down to 10 with their 3rd straight point if Thornton converts here. With 4 minutes to play in the first half. Second one is up. That one is good. So Thornton has 4. He's got 1 field goal. He's 1 of 4 shooting, and now is 2 of 4 for the free throw line. Jordan Thompson with it into the front court. Picked up by Kobe Austin Johnson, the transfer from NOC Takawa. He veers right and a kick ball on a bounce pass. That was Thornton that got his foot in the way. And now we'll get an official stoppage of play with 3:48 to play in the first half. This thing had some pretty good flow early, but it's kind of got a little bit choppy here over the last couple of minutes as we keep it here with OBU's lead 10, 34-24.
Well, how about Damian Thornton? He covers so much ground. He drew the foul on Wilcox on the free throw. Wilcox is on the bottom block. He tries to get around, and Wilcox held him to keep him from doing it. Then Thornton just inside the arc on the right wing, he pops out with that length and his quick explosion to knock that pass away.
OBU is holding their opponents to just under 42% field goal shooting. That's 3rd of the conference. It is in the top 45 nationally among Division II schools. Southwestern in the first half, 8 of 26, just under 31%. OBU 50%, 14 of 28, but just 3 of 11 beyond the arc. Game's leading scorers, Braylon James with 10 for Southwestern. Harrison Stoddard has 6 from Jaquan Sims, but Hicklin off the bench with 9. Bench scoring for OBU. Doubling up Southwestern reserves 14-7.
Yeah, Oklahoma Baptist with a 10-point cushion, and they get a couple more threes or something. They can extend this lead here. This is a big possession for OBU, as you said. It's just kind of out of sync a little bit. I think OBU can go on a big run. They get in sync.
First half brought to you by Sin Relief, helping you make a difference in your community and the world around, because when help and hope combine, lives are changed. Jarius Hicklin out of the timeout will throw it in, lobs it to Trey Green out front. Now to Brantley, who cuts back door. He fires over Braggs Jr. from the left block. He missed it. Thornton yanks down the rebound. That's his 3rd rebound. He's now in sole possession of the lead in the team today. Right circle, Torian Knight pulls up at the foul line and knocks down the jump shot. Knight just did all of that, kind of imposing his will to get the freshman out of the way.
Yeah, on the dribble, inside the right elbow, he's got to be challenged. That's an easy shot at this level.
Jordan left to right underneath the basket to Thompson. Jump pass is down low to Jack Pruitt, who lays it in.
Okay.
Jack Pruitt is into the ball game for the first time in a long time.
That was a nice cut up from the baseline. I thought he was out of bounds at first. Came under the basket.
Wing left, Torian Knight triggers a 3, and he got it. Torian Knight with 5 straight for Southwestern. It is now 36-29 with 2:52 to play in the first half. Jordan Thompson gets a little bit of a rub, fires a 3, it spins out underneath the foul. I think they're calling Jack Pruitt. And that's going to be Pruitt's first, and we'll have 2 free throws for SWOSU at the other end.
It was Pruitt who JT rubbed off on to get that 3 look from the top of the key, and Pruitt did a good job. As soon as JT let go of that 3, he went and crashed the boards.
So Jack Pruitt in a tight game for the first time this year. It's only his 6th appearance. The only stat he'd had a couple of rebounds, averaging 0.4 for the year as Braggs hits the first. He had not scored, had Pruitt, before he laid it up off of the assist from Brantley Thompson on 2 possessions ago. It's his first bucket of the year. Second one is good. So Braggs Jr. gets both, and Southwestern has shaved 7 off their biggest deficit of 13. They trail 36-30. Trey Green comes out of the ball game, and Trace Bowling now is in. Jordan Thompson gallops into the front court left side. And a foul as I think Jalen Williams knocked Brantley Thompson to the free throw line.
Good sportsmanship by Austin Johnson, helping Brantley Thompson up off the floor.
First foul against Jalen Williams, the senior from Oklahoma City, transferred from UCO. Now JT is going to get another assist as he'll get the mop and hand it to the official, who will wipe up the contact area underneath the left elbow.
Yeah, that was an assist, but here in this 5-point game, we want to see JT with a bucket assist.
Why not? Jordan Thompson is already 3 dimes here in the first half. That last foul was the 5th against Southwestern, so OBU not yet into the 1-and-1. Thompson tips a bad pass back to Jordan Thompson, who then throws it away. Jason Aker is incredulous across the way, not at the officials or with anybody but his team.
Yeah, working with some different players that really hadn't played together too much this season.
2.5 to play first half. OBU's lead is 36-31. A screen left, Kobe Austin Johnson. Jordan Thompson is on him. Torian Knight spins to the foul line. Follow-away jump shot, good. And this guy scores baskets in his dreams when he gets going. That was a tough shot, and the lead is down to 3.
Very tough shot, and Southwestern does make some acrobatic shots, but sometimes they shoot so many threes and some of them crazy shots, they shoot themselves out of the game.
Jordan Thompson having trouble left wing, gets it to Brantley, elbow left. He rises and fires, it hangs to the rim, won't go. SWOSU down 13 of the first half, can tie with the 3 of this possession. They are energized. Jalen Williams cut off by Jack Pruitt, right wing. Back out front to Kobe Austin Johnson, under a minute and a half to play before the break, and an illegal screen called out high.
Yeah, Jalen Williams, that wasn't much. He just kind of maybe stuck his hip out just barely, kind of a rub, but OBU got the call.
Pretty good minutes for Jack Pruitt. He'll come out, get high fives all the way around for his teammates. Trey Green comes in. Justin Tind is back into the ball game, and Jordan Thompson will check out. That last foul, the sixth against Southwestern, so the next one puts Oklahoma Baptist to the line. It was also foul number 2 against Jalen. Green will trigger it in the backcourt. He gets it to Jarius Hicklin. Foul line right, Justin 10 to Brantley left circle. Dribbles between the legs, slides left, now pivots. Goes to Trace Bowling, wing left with still plenty of the shot clock, 17. Bowling pulls up off the dribble, spins a foul line jumper off, and Austin Johnson with a rebound. And OBU's really started to cool now. They've gone scoreless now for the last minute and a half, but at the other end, a lot of contact. Austin Johnson, they swallowed the whistle. OBU with a rebound. Quarter 3 by Bowling, no good. Rebound tipped, and Thornton has it with 1:02 to play in the first half.
Well, Justin 10 established position in the lane. He did not have to move out of the way, even though the driver just went full blast into him.
36-33. I can imagine it's not going to be a real pleasant locker room for OBU at halftime. They have struggled coming down the home stretch here with the first half, and Southwestern's had a lot to do with it. Knight, crossover dribble, buries a 3 over Hicklin for the top of the key, and the game is tied.
Yeah, OBU up by 13. They've missed so many shots, had open looks. Nobody hot anymore, allowed Southwestern to get back.
This team is dangerous. Hicklin from left to right curls around the top of the key. Green wants it, reverses to Bowling. 25 seconds to play. They bounce it left low post to 10. 10 puts up a hook, missed it over Williams. Rebound to Thornton. Shot clock is off. Swasu has it and a chance to take the lead to the halftime locker room. 14 seconds to play before intermission. We're tied at 36. OBU going scoreless the final 2:40 thus far, and Southwestern's on a 10-0 run. Knight angles left, loses it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Now to Williams, deep 3, no good. And OBU will settle for a tie at halftime, and it's not what they were hoping for when they had built that big lead of 13 with 4 minutes to play in the first half.
Well, Terry Evans put his finger in the air, shoot for one with 19 seconds left, and that is exactly the shot that he didn't want, but the shot that OBU wanted. That was a 3 from the middle of the end on the Bison that hit the left side of the board, didn't even touch rim.
Second straight time the game has been tied at halftime. OBU and Southwestern were deadlocked. Bison won the second half by 6 in Weatherford back earlier this month. Let's see what the final 20 minutes hold in a 36-36 deadlock at halftime. That's been the first half, brought to you by Sin Relief, again helping you make a difference in your community and the world around, because when help and hope combine, lives are changed. Tied at 36. Our halftime show brought to you by the Hudeberg Auto Group is next to the Bison.
Trade in for more and buy it for less. At Hudeberg Chevy in Midwest City, it's that simple. Get more money for your trade and buy new Chevys for less. And you'll get payments that fit any budget. HudebergGM.com.
You can count on Hudeberg, we'll give you more.
Trade it in for more, buy it for less. It's that easy. At Hudeberg Buick GMC in Midwest City, it's that simple. Get more money for your trade and buy new Buicks and GMCs for less. HudebergGM.com.
You can count on Hudeberg, we'll give you more.
Possible to cook up the barbecue bacon burger at home? Well, that depends. Does your home have fresh chopped onions, pickles, smoked cheddar, Monterey Jack, bacon, tangy barbecue sauce, and orange and white stripes with the word Whataburger emblazoned on the front of it? If so, then absolutely. Good thing there's the limited time barbecue bacon burger at Whataburger.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's halftime competition. I've got Zach and Micah with me, and out of all of our Whataburger free throw contest participants, these two were the best. You had Zach who shot 7, and you had Micah who shot 5. So today we're doing our Whataburger free throw championship between these two. So guys, are y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Awesome, well they're gonna head to the free throw lines. Let's see what you got. Y'all know the drill, you only got 30 seconds. You start on my mark. Ready, set, go. Oh man, tough start for Micah. Tough start for Zach. Here we go. Micah's struggling. Micah's struggling. There you go, he's on the board. Micah's on the board. Zach is rolling. Micah's got to get it together. Oh no, 5 seconds. 2 seconds, last one. All right, guys, come back over here. Looks like Zach is gonna go home as the best Whataburger free throw shooter with 7, and Micah sadly only got 2, but that's all right. Zach's getting a Whataburger free throw Whataburger prize pack, and Micah is going to go home with an OBU prize pack. Thanks for watching.
Let me tell you a story. A story about a woman who walks miles to carry undrinkable water to her family. Let me tell you about the water. Water everywhere, but not a drop to drink after a hurricane. I'll tell you about people, millions of people, who find themselves in a strange land far, far away. And I'll tell you a story about a farmer whose family and finances are being starved by drought. And how, on the other side of the world, there is a family starving for nutrients in a food desert. I'll tell you the tale of a trafficked teenager waiting to be assaulted again tonight, and again, and again. And how once upon a time, there was a child who would go to sleep without a bedtime story because that child didn't have someone to read them a bedtime story. It wasn't just once upon a time. It was hundreds of thousands and even millions upon a time. But that's not where the story has to end. Together, as Southern Baptists, we can rewrite the story. Together, we can become an unstoppable force of hope. Together, we can respond. Together, we can meet needs across the globe. Together, we can change lives in our own communities. Together, we are Send Relief.
Jalen Williams has not scored. He's 0 for 2 from the field. Those were both three-pointers, and he's a big post player. Camden Gibson, he's 0 for 2 from the field, misses only 3-point shot. 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. That is 1 point. Rounding out the scoring for Southwestern is Phil Baker with a deuce and Mason Hart with 4 points. For the good guys, Oklahoma Baptist, Nigel Wilcox, 2 of 3 from the field, has 4 rebounds, 4 points, but he had 2 quick fouls, along with Harrison Stoddard, who has 6 points, 3 of 4 from the field, misses only 3-point shot. Jaquan Sims, he's in foul trouble as well with 3. 2 of 3 from the field, misses actually hit one of his 3-pointers. I guess they call that a 2-pointer. 2 for 3 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 6 points. Brantley Thompson, 2 of 7 from the floor, 0 of 3 from beyond the arc, 4 points. Jarius Hicklin leads Oklahoma Baptist with 9 points. He's 3 of 7 from the field, 2 for 3 from downtown, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Jordan Thompson, 1 of 6 from the field, did hit 1 3-pointer, was a big shot when OBU was up by 13. 1 of 4 from downtown, 3 points to round out the scoring for Oklahoma Baptist. Today's halftime show is brought to you by the Hudeberg Auto Group. Visit Hudeberg.com to browse their selection of over 1,000 new and used vehicles. This is Bison basketball on the OBU. Welcome back to Shawnee. Oklahoma Baptist University in a deadlock, 36-36 with Southwestern at halftime. Shooting by halves for Southwestern, 12 of 32, 37.5%. The Bulldogs are 4 of 11 from downtown, 36.4%. 8 of 12 from the free throw line at 67%. For OBU, 15 for 35 from the floor, 42.9%. Just 3 of 13 from beyond the arc, 23%, and 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Biggest lead in the game for Southwestern was 1. That was with 16:50 to play early. Oklahoma Baptist led by as many as 13 points with 8:08 to play before the break. The best scoring run Southwestern, that came at the end of right at the end of the half with 44 seconds left, was 10. Oklahoma Baptist had a 7-0 run. That was at that 8:08 mark when they led by 13 points. The lead has changed twice. The game's been tied twice. Oklahoma Baptist has a commanding 16-minute, 29-second lead to 17 seconds for the Bulldogs, time with the lead. Points off turnovers, Southwestern 3, Oklahoma Baptist 0. OBU holds an 18-12 advantage. Points in the paint, second chance points, Bulldogs 6, Bison 4. Bulldogs double up the Bison fast break points, 4-2. Bison hold a 16-7 advantage with points off the bench. Assists in the game, Oklahoma Baptist has 8, 3 of them from the freshman Jordan Thompson, 2 for Southwestern, 1 from Damian Thornton, and 1 from Kobe Austin Johnson. On the boards, OBU holds a 22-19 lead, led by Jarius Hicklin's 6 rebounds, 4 each for Nigel Wilcox and Brantley Thompson. Today's halftime show is brought to you by the Hudeberg Auto Group. Visit Hudeberg.com to browse their selection of over 1,000 new and used vehicles. At halftime, Oklahoma Baptist and Southwestern all locked up at 36. This is Bison Basketball on the OBU Radio Network.
Coordinator back at Oklahoma City at halftime. Both teams back out on the floor. Southwestern and Oklahoma Baptist tied at 36. Again, Southwestern will, depending on where they finish, and they could finish as high still as third in the Western Division with a win and some other things taking place today. They will be involved in the first round of the conference tournament next Monday night. OBU, we know, will not play in men's play until Wednesday when they host the winner of the 4-5 matchup for the Eastern Division here in the Noble Complex. Women will be on the road. We now know their opponent will be in Bethany at Southern Nazarene next Monday night. No network. Our next broadcast will be from the Noble Complex next Wednesday night. Conference schedule, the men will play Wednesday. If they win, they would play Friday. If they're in the championship game, they would play on Sunday, a week from tomorrow. At halftime, we're tied at 36 apiece. Bison basketball presented by SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, Shawnee, where they have a plan. It's to keep you healthy. Visit ssmhealth.com today. Also by Tinker Federal Credit Union. Transfer and save when you move your high-rate credit card balances to the TFCU Visa Platinum. With always great rates from a not-for-profit credit union you can trust. Tinker Federal Credit Union. For more details about rates and terms, visit tinkerfcu.org. Second half, just a few moments away. First half, OBU was cruising. They led by 13, but give Southwestern a lot of credit. This team has a lot of firepower, Scott. And you and I discussed it. They're not going to go quietly into the night today or at any other point the rest of the season.
No, especially now that they smell blood in the water. That 10-0 run going at halftime to even things up. Like you mentioned before, Oklahoma Baptist was up by 13 at one point, missed so many shots, and of course Southwestern had something to do with that. But I think OBU needs to get a couple more open looks, go on a big run here, and then put the dogs away.
OBU leading the paint 18-12, also in bench scoring 16-7. And at halftime, though, we're deadlocked at 36. Best scoring run of the first half. OBU scored 7 straight. Southwestern closed on a 10-0 run to tie the game at 36. The second half is coming up next. You've been listening to the Hudeberg Auto Group Halftime Report. Visit Hudeberg.com to browse their selection of more than 1,000 new and used vehicles. The second half from Shawnee coming up next on the Bison Radio Network. SWOSU will have the basketball as they will inbound directly down in front of us. It'll be Braylon James to do so. Both teams begin the second half the way they began the first half. For Southwestern, it's Austin Johnson, James Knight, Thornton, and Chris Braggs Jr. SWOSU basketball, they move from right to left to the road navy and white. Austin Johnson open for three, spins it off, and Stoddard down for the rebound. Harrison with his first rebound of the second half and his third of the contest to go along with 6 points. Leading rebounder in the locker room at halftime, Hicklin with 6. Out high with it is Stoddard, goes down to Green, right side to Sims, who's out there with 3. Thompson attacks baseline left, is cut off and then throws it away. Torian Knight jumped the passing lane and has the interception. For OBU, that's their 7th turnover of the contest. Out high with it is James, slides to the goal, finger rolls it up, left-handed, missed it, and Wilcox has the rebound. OBU plus 5 down with the glass, 23-19, make that 24-19. Wing left is Hicklin, hands it off to Green. Trey gets a screen, fires a 3, bang, he got it and he did it again. Trey, just one of the best three-point marksmen of the conference, and he does it without putting up a lot of threes per ball game. In fact, before Thursday night, he had put up just 35 three-pointers and made 57% of those. Southwestern at turnovers, the ball slipped through the hands of Braylon James. Green has it to the goal and a block, but a body foul, too, on Kobe Austin Johnson. So the first whistle of the second half belongs to Southwestern, and that basket by Trey Green ends a scoring drought that, dating back to the end of the first half, had encompassed nearly 4 minutes of playing time. So Trey Green, who has come out, made the first three-point attempt of the second half for OBU, going to the line. Trey is an 79% free throw shooter, and the first is up, and the sophomore from Kingfisher pays it off.
And there's Trey Green again with a big shot. OBU, like as you mentioned, 10-0 right before the halftime lead. OBU needs to come out with that big shot, and sure enough, Trey Green hits it. Trey's
second one is up. That one hit the heel of the rim. Nigel Wilcox tips the rebound, then steps around Kobe Austin Johnson and saves it in. Holy Toledo, that was spectacular going into the Bison bench.
On his toes like a ballet student. That was unbelievable, Wilcox.
Green to Thompson, baseline left. Brantley whips it to Nigel. Into the corner with it is Sims. 2 dribbles, lobs it down low to Wilcox. 2 to shoot, and they turn it over. Wilcox fumbled it. Chris Braggs Jr. has it. Out ahead now to Damon Thornton, and they're going to settle into a half-court set. Southwestern very much a part of this game, down 4. Thornton wanted to posterize a Bison defender, and he missed the dunk. Brantley with the rebound. Now gets a return pass. Let's fly a 3, missed it. Wilcox tips the rebound out. Nobody was there except Chris Braggs. Braggs into the front court. To Kobe Austin Johnson for 3, and he got it.
Boy, nice unselfishness by Chris Braggs Jr. Got double teamed. It was 1-on-2 break. He saw the trailer, Torian Knight, come. A deep 3 from the right side.
Only the 6th 3 of the year for Braggs, and Sims answers with a 15-footer left angle at the other end. 42-39 OBU. Braggs gets a pass down low, and Wilcox blocked the shot. Nigel with another athletic play, and then Sims pushes off at an offensive foul as he just put the forearm into the gut of Chris Braggs Jr., and that's the 4th on Jaquan.
Boy, because Jaquan Sims just hit that big shot there just to the left of the lane, and now he's got 4 fouls. We hadn't seen much of Jaquan Sims all game long because of foul trouble.
Sims is frustrated as he can be, and Jarius Hicklin is going to come in with 17:25 to play in the ballgame. It's the Bison 42, the Bulldogs 39. OBU trying to win for the 13th time in their last 14 games, already having clinched the Western Division Championship. Austin Johnson into the front court. Kobe hands it off to Torian Knight against Stoddard. Yo-yo dribbles behind the back, throws up a floater, rolls off. Stoddard mistimed his jump, but fortunately, Braggs tipped it on the way down to it.
And because Stoddard used his body so well backing into Braggs, that ball fell down into his lap.
Bison by 3 minutes into the second half. Hicklin curls around the top of the key, pulls up 15-footer, too strong. Austin Johnson with the rebound. Thompson knocked it free. Wilcox has it to Brantley. Brantley goes right to left, got 2 defenders in the air and throws it in.
Once again, the speed of Wilcox, tipping it back. Thompson catches it. Nice spin around, turnaround jumper.
5-point game, 44-39 through the paint. Going back door is James, and he missed the flip. OBU with a rebound. Better energy already for OBU than what we saw to close the first half.
Yeah, I think you said it. I think there's some heavy talk in the locker room to get Oklahoma Baptist motivated.
Hicklin with it to Brantley Thompson. Thompson, 2 dribbles, pulls up on the baseline to Jarius, measures a 3. Bingo! Jarius Hicklin, nothing but net, and OBU is pulled out now to a 47-39 lead.
You know, I don't know if that was a design play, but Thompson went on the right baseline, and then the trailer was Hicklin. Thompson had eyes in the back of his head to hit Hicklin.
Knight tries to answer it, spins off from 23 left circle. And Jarius has his 7th defensive carom of the ballgame. Bison lead it by 7 after the game was tied at 36 at halftime. Southwestern has just 1 field goal and 3 points since halftime. The Bulldogs are 1 of 8 to start the second half. Shot clock already down to 10. Hicklin gets a screen, fires another 3, and he got it! Holy Toledo! Jarius Hicklin with back-to-back bombs, and OBU is in front by double digits.
Well, Hicklin was just patient, just waiting for the screen, like you said, and then just dribbling out top and then pulls up for the 3.
Thornton kick out, left wing James. Pump fakes, drives, leaves it for Austin Johnson, and he rolls it home for the top of the circle. Southwestern was on the ropes before that bucket. It's now 50-42 Oklahoma Baptist. Jarius Hicklin lobs it for Wilcox at the head of the circle. Now to Stoddard, a collision as he throws it up on a blocking foul, and that's against Chris Braggs Jr., and that's going to be his 3rd.
Yeah, Chris Braggs Jr. just didn't have time. Harrison Stoddard had to step on him on the right side of the lane, was going hard toward the bucket. Braggs, who's a very physical player, just slid over, tried to take the charges too late.
Time out of the floor. Second half brought to you by OBU alumnus Noble McIntyre and his team of dedicated and effective personal injury attorneys at McIntyre Law. We'll step aside for these messages. 15:06 to play. OBU leads Southwestern in Shawnee, 50-42 on the Bison Network.
McIntyre of McIntyre Law. We have over 100 years of experience fighting for Oklahomans injured in automobile or semi-trucking accidents. Distracted driving is an epidemic. According to government studies, there are 1.6 million accidents caused each year by distracted drivers using cell phones. 1 in 4 of all crashes now involve texting and driving. If you have been injured and want to learn more about your rights, call us right now. The consultation is free.
We love what we do, and we're good at it. We are trial lawyers. Call McIntyre Law today.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. More than book smart, more than business smart. They are wise in their whole being.
We are future shapers.
Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
Todd Miller, Scott Wanish with you with Shawnee on Bison Hill. Harrison Stoddard was set to inbound. I think they're going to give him free throws, and that's the correct call because he wasn't the active shooting. So Harrison Stoddard will go to the free throw line before the visit to East Central on Thursday night. Stoddard was the league leader in free throw percentage. He was just 3 of 6 at ECU. Left-hander's first free throw was in and out. Harrison Stoddard still is over 80% of his career, and he's played well over 100 games in an Oklahoma Baptist uniform. Bison lead it by 8, now make it 9 as Stoddard is clean with a second free throw. He's got his 7th point. Little pressure from Hicklin in the backcourt. Jarius is 2 for 2 off the bench from three-point range in the second half and 4 for 5 from 3 today. Under 15 to play first half, a 9-point game. Out high, it's Gibson. Curls around the top of the key. Bounces at right wing. The three bricked by Kylon Butler. Trey Green with the rebound. Leaves it for Hicklin, who operates at the point guard with Sims over the bench with 4 fouls. Trey Green handles a pass right wing. Southwestern chasing it in a man-to-man. Out high, Stoddard, and a foul against Jalen Williams as he hand-checked him. And see Williams come in out of the break, and that's his 3rd personal. Already, Southwestern has been whistled for 3 fouls. OBU just 1 with 14:37 to play in the second half. Hicklin gets the inbounds pass from Green. Now to Nigel Wilcox. Back to Jarius. He attacks. Throws up a floater. Missed it off the bank. Gibson had the rebound and a poke free by Stoddard on the floor, but it rolls to Mason Hart. Southwestern saves the possession. Gibson in transition. Left corner with it is Butler. He drives. Cross courts to Hart. Mason with a left-handed dribble. Pulls up. Airball to floater. About the only thing he has done wrong, the young man out of Pond Creek High School, here in this ball game.
That's good defense by OBU. When Hart put the ball on the floor, the defense just closed in and Hart had no gap to dribble through.
Southwestern's gone to his own. Hicklin nails an elbow left jumper. Jarius Hicklin is a bad man, boys.
And that was over 6'9" Livingston Clear. Outstretched arm, perfect arc, nothing but net.
53-42. The lead stretched back to 11. It was tied at halftime after OBU led by 13 in the first half and Stoddard with a terrible foul. Williams knocks down a 3 at the head of the key, and then Stoddard knocks him to the floor.
Yeah, I guess Stoddard knows that he doesn't seem, but it seemed like Jay Williams really took a big flop off to me on that one.
There was definitely contact, and Harrison now has his 3rd, so that's even the worst part of it. Here comes Sims, already in foul trouble with 4. Jordan Thompson is going to come in. Stoddard and Trey Green are going to go to the bench. With 13:44 to play, just as sure as that lead had been built to double digits thanks to Hicklin, Southwestern goes to the line, a chance to cut it down to 7. Jalen Williams, foul shot, in and out. Almost kissed back in off the window. They have really struggled today. Had the Dogs for the foul line, less than 50%. Thompson sets Sims up for 3. No good right wing. Williams with a rebound. He had a good look thanks to the penetration from JT.
Yeah, and that was a smart play by Jordan Thompson because 6'9" Livingston Clear was all over Jordan Thompson inside the left block, so he just kicked it out to Sims.
Would have been Thompson's 4th assist of the ball game, and a 3 good by Braylon James at the other end. Got a little rub at the left circle, and he went straight up and straight down. 13-10 to play in the second half. Southwestern making a run again. They're within 5, 53-48.
That was a long 3 by Camden Gibson.
Right side, Hicklin, down low, Wilcox against Livingston Clear. He takes him off the dribble, goes left, back right, goes up and draws the foul.
That's the foot speed. Livingston Clear has no chance to match the footwork of Nigel Wilcox. He took Clear underneath the goal, then popped back out. Clear was already on the left side of the basket and just reached for the foul.
Livingston with his first foul, team 4 against Swasu. So at the line, Nigel Wilcox. OBU could not beat Southwestern the first couple of years. They were in the Great American Conference. Now Swasu has a lot of trouble with OBU. Just 1 win in 3 years for the Bulldogs against Jason Aker coach teams. Wilcox hits the first. That's his 5th point. Nigel had a very solid game against East Central. Not scoring like we've become accustomed, as he had 4 points, but he had 10 rebounds and a block shot in 31 minutes. Bison won at Ada, 78-69 on Thursday night. Second free throw good. So Nigel hits both. He's got 6 today, and OBU needed that to stop what had been a 6-1 run by the Dogs.
Yeah, they really did need that because they got up there, expanded that lead back to 10. Southwestern cuts it in half with a three-pointer.
55-48 and an offensive foul at the other end called against Jalen Williams, and that's his 4th personal foul. Terry Evans is saying something to Jalen Williams. He says, hey, I'm okay, I don't want to come out. 12:48 to play in the ballgame. OBU by 7, 55-48. Jordan Thompson dribbles between the legs, middle of the floor. Gets it to Sims, loops a pass to Brantley. Down the paint he goes, and he scoops it in off the window.
See, a lot of that has to do with Chris Braggs Jr. not being out there. He's the physical guy inside, but he's straddled with 3 fouls.
Williams for 3, quick jump shot, airball left corner. Right into the arms of Sims, up ahead to Wilcox. Dribbles around the defender, was going to dunk, had to alter it, and then laid it in. Timeout, Southwestern.
And how about the speed of Wilcox? He outruns all the guards up the right wing, cuts in, perfect pass with good jump stop off the board.
Time out on the floor, 12:19 to play, second half. It's the Bison 59, Southwestern 48. We'll step aside for these local messages on the Bison Radio Network.
Possible to cook up the barbecue bacon burger at home? Well, that depends. Does your home have fresh chopped onions, pickles, smoked cheddar, Monterey Jack, bacon, tangy barbecue sauce, and orange and white stripes with the word Whataburger emblazoned on the front of it? If so, then absolutely. Good thing there's the limited time barbecue bacon burger at Whataburger.
Trade in for more and buy it for less. At Hudeberg Chevy in Midwest City, it's that simple. Get more money for your trade and buy new Chevys for less. And you'll get payments that fit any budget. HudebergGM.com.
You can count on Hudeberg, we'll give you more.
Trade it in for more, buy it for less. It's that easy. At Hudeberg Buick GMC in Midwest City, it's that simple. Get more money for your trade and buy new Buicks and GMCs for less. HudebergGM.com.
You can count on Hudeberg, we'll give you more.
You by shopobubison.com. If you're looking for the perfect gift for the OBU student, alumni, or fan in your life, it's the place to go. It's also the official online store of Oklahoma Baptist University Athletics for the best selection of officially licensed gifts, apparel, and much more, with proceeds benefiting OBU. I can tell you I was really excited when I got home the other night and my package from shopobubison.com had arrived.
Well, I just can't wait to see you donning all that new gear.
Well, you pick our outfits during basketball, so I don't have a chance. Braggs Jr. cross-courted, the ball tipped away. Torian Knight gets it right side now to Austin Johnson. He penetrates the paint, kicks it left corner, and the 3 is good by Braylon James. Every time it looks like Southwestern is just about to be put away, they come back and hit a huge 3-point basket, and now I think a delay of game warning has been issued against the Bison. 59-51. Southwestern shooting just 4 of 14 in the second half, but 4 of 8 from 3. So they don't have a basket in the first almost 12 minutes of the second half from inside the arc. Wilcox to Jordan Thompson, foul line left. Jordan spins, almost had it poked away. Now dribbles to the foul line, and a foul, and it's going to be the 6th against Southwestern. They're going to call it on James, and that's his 2nd.
How about the ball handling by Jordan Thompson? Braylon James almost picked his pocket. Thompson regains the dribble, but then he gets double teamed and gets fouled.
Stoddard will come in out of the timeout. We'll keep it right here with 11:41 to play in the second half. Looking forward to the postseason with both the OBU men and women. Southern Nazarene lost by a point today in women's play, 59-58, so they finished 3rd of the conference, and OBU will go to Bethany Monday night. The men will host the winner of the 4 versus 5 seeds in the Eastern Division here on Wednesday night. It'll be our first look at an Arkansas team. Wednesday, entering play on the final day of the regular season of the conference, Harding and Ouachita were occupying the 4 and 5 spots, with Arkansas Tech certainly in play as well. So it'll be one of those 3 teams in all likelihood that we'll see here on Wednesday night. But I've said it again, I really liked, even though it was late, the fact that the conference got together and allowed crossover games. It feels more like a true league tournament instead of playing 2 single elimination events.
Yeah, but it makes it kind of a wild card, where Oklahoma Baptist knows this side so well this year. Just going to be like playing a whole new team coming in Monday night or Wednesday night.
There's some good teams over in Arkansas, but I'll take my chance with one of them in Shawnee, a winner-take-all game, because, hey, there's too many great teams, great coaches on the Oklahoma side, and to do what OBU has done is remarkable. In fact, we were talking about this coming home from Ada the other night. The Bison have lost 3 conference games. 2 of those were to East Central. Everybody else, they went 11-1 against.
Wow.
That includes 3-1 against Southern Nazarene. Thompson another break, triggers it into Stoddard. Now to Trey Green, back to Brantley. Brantley against the zone defense. Swings it to Sims, to Stoddard, to Brantley cutting right. And he pivots against Thornton, backs down, 7 to shoot, falling away, got it.
Big time shot by Thompson. A 360 spin pivot off that pivot foot, fall away jumper just outside the right block.
He's got 10. Austin Johnson, though, answers as he knocks down another 3 clean for the right wing. And it's now 61-54.
Every time,
Baptist.
You said every time OBU gets up by double digits, Southwestern hits a big 3 to stay alive.
Green to a backdoor cutting Stoddard for the layup.
Perfect pass by Trey Green. He threw it for only Harrison Stoddard, who catch it on the baseline side for the layup.
Second assist for T. Green today. Stoddard now with 9 points. Thornton with the yo-yo dribble, steps left to the foul line. Now to Austin Johnson, who's red hot. He goes through the paint, bounces it for Thornton. Layup good. They call a ticky-tack foul.
Yeah, I think
that's going to be on Wilcox, I believe.
Yeah, he stuck his hand in there.
And that's his 3rd, so both he and Stoddard have 3. The other alternative was going to be Harrison, and that would have been his 4th.
That was a nice pass and cut. Damian Thornton, the receiver there. And then when Wilcox saw him go behind him, he tried to reach in, and he didn't really want to, but he went too far, committed.
Trey Green is out. Jarius Hicklin comes back in. All Hicklin has done today off the bench, 17.6 rebounds. On 6 of 12, shooting 4 of 5 from 3. Hicklin missed 5 games in January because of COVID. Foul shot is up, and Thornton makes it a 3-point play, and he only has 7 points today. OBU's did a good job against one of the leading scorers in the conference, head-to-head with Damon Thornton at Southwestern. Thompson inbounds on the baseline to Hicklin. Jarius with the left hand into the front court, tightly guarded by Torian Knight. Now he veers between the circles, angles right, 17 to shoot. Jarius gives it up to Jaquan to start at top of the key, moves left, bounces it for Thompson, and it's out of bounds. Looked like Brantley might have slipped. And I don't know what's going on. Jason Aker is about to lose his mind at the official across the way.
Yeah, Brantley was saying, I think, that the ball was tipped by a Southwestern player.
Okay, that's what it was. OBU does not win the argument. They lead by 6, 63-57. And Southwestern will get it after the 10th turnover of the afternoon against Oklahoma Baptist. Bulldog basketball. OBU could use a stop here. Kobe Austin Johnson moves left to the screen, dances in the slot. Top of the key with it is Braylon James. Pump fakes, drives around Stoddard to Austin Johnson, and a kick out. The shot is short, and it's out of bounds. Off the side of the rim. OBU dodged a bullet there, partner, because Kobe Austin Johnson, who is 4 of 6 from three-point range, was wide open.
Yeah, and it's different. Last time in Weatherford, it was Torian Knight that was heating up from the three-point line. This time it's Johnson.
Johnson is 3 of 4 from beyond the arc of the second half. Hicklin spins at his pocket picked, and guess who? Braylon James with the steal. James 3-on-3, cross courts at Austin Johnson for 3, no good. Stoddard with a rebound, and OBU again dodging a bullet off of a turnover, their 11th of the afternoon. 6-point game, 63-57 with 9:40 to play. Thompson with it, right corner. Works against Kobe Austin Johnson. Jump passes to Wilcox. And Chris Braggs commits the foul, and that is his 4th personal foul. But I'm going to tell you, he may have saved OBU some money by doing that, because Nigel Wilcox may have just obliterated the rim of the backboard had Braggs not fouled him.
Boy, that's big, too, because Braggs is the bruiser for the Bulldogs inside.
Out he goes. Jalen Williams comes in.
And when you take Braggs out as the bruiser, then OBU can kind of come out a little bit out of the paint and cover those three-point shooters.
Nigel hits the front end of the 1-and-1, so that's the 7th foul of the second half against Southwestern Oklahoma. Nigel can get to double figures with 10. He had 17 points Monday night against Southern Nazarene. a huge game. He had a block, an assist, and a steal, was 7 of 10 from the field. That one spins off no good, and you could tell from the release, Scott, it wasn't going in, just way too flat.
It was way too flat, and it was fast, like a quick line drive pass that even though it hit inside the rim, there's no chance it's going to fall. It's too hard.
Jalen Williams, top of the circle, and a deep three by Austin Johnson is good, and that was from 26 feet, maybe 27 feet. He nailed that one straight on. 9:09 to play of the ball game. Southwestern's within 64-60. OBU had stretched it to 11 here in the second half. Jarius Hicklin veers right. Dribbles stationary, now spins. He's being pressured out high. Is able to dribble away from Camden Gibson. Gets to the free throw line and knocks down the jump shot.
Yeah. Last time Southwestern picked his pocket with the double team, a little too much dribbling. That time one-on-one. Jarius Hicklin just had his way.
Camden Gibson with a stationary dribble left front court. Shot clock already down halfway to 15 for Southwestern with 8:29 to play in the second half. Gibson drives deep, funnels it out high. It's run down by Braylon James. James thought about a three, drives against Nigel, goes to the goal, and Wilcox has just committed number 4. That's a smart play. I don't care what you say. Go right at the best athletic guy in the conference and try to get that fourth whistle, and he did.
Exactly, and I think that was Terry Evans' plan from the start of the game, is to go and attack OBU, attack the rim, put your shoulder in, try to get contact. But I thought that was a clean block by Wilcox, giving ground the whole way.
I will say this, OBU has some serious foul trouble on the baseline with Stoddard with 3, Nigel with 4. But it's been offset a little bit by the fact that Chris Braggs Jr. is over on the bench with just 2 free throws to his scoring credit today and 4 fouls.
Yeah, Oklahoma Baptist also has Justin 10 to put down there down low, so a lot of depth for OBU.
8:28 to play in the second half. Bison lead at 66-60. Jarius Hicklin has gone off for 19 today, matching his total against East Central on Thursday night. And in the second half, he has 10 points already. Hicklin was 3 of 7 shooting to the first half. Jarius is now 7 of 13 for the floor, 4 of 5 from 3. They were wiping up an area of condensation or sweat underneath the Southwestern basket on the baseline, so that's the reason for the delay. Chris Braggs brought a towel over from the Southwestern bench. Brantley Thompson was helping.
At least his sweat. Down in Ada, it was raining coming through the roof.
Foul shot is good by Braylon James. Yeah, I forgot to bring my poncho on Thursday night. And I'll tell you this, right after the game ended, it's a good thing because it started to pour. And it was raining fairly hard until about the time we left the arena. Second one is up, and that one is good. So nothing but net on 2 free throws for Braylon James. It's a two-possession game again, 66-62. 8:22 to play, second half. Senior day on Bison Hill. Brantley Thompson drives, spins, left elbow to stripe, is covered up. Cross courts it for Hicklin, working against Gibson. Hicklin bounces on a short bounce pass left wing for Green to Brantley, and Brantley is fouled on a reach in by James, and that was a bailout whistle if I've ever heard. That's the third on James because OBU was down under 10 seconds to shoot, and that possession again was discombobulated.
They call that on Thornton, so Thornton was nodding his head like he agreed that he did it.
Well, he did foul, but it was a bailout because that possession was not going anywhere. So instead of 3 on James, it's the first on Thornton.
Yeah, because Brantley had a tough time dribbling between Thornton and James right there, the double team outside the left wing.
Thompson's going to go to the free throw line. Brantley has had a pretty good season, especially inside the Noble complex at the expense of SWOSU. Kobe Austin Johnson comes in, and Thornton will go to the bench. Thornton only has 7 today. Between he and Braggs, who average over 27 a game, they have just 11 points. Make that 9 points. Thompson misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Southwestern can cut it down to a 1-possession game with 7:52 to play. Torian Knight hands it off out front. Gibson veers right in front of his head coach Terry Evans with his hands on his hips. 12 to shoot. Gibson sidesteps through the top of the circle. Underhands it to Knight, and an official stoppage of play. There's an injured player on the floor. I'm not certain what that is.
it was Gibson, and he just ran off to the floor onto the bench.
Okay, that's exactly what it was. So we'll get a timeout with 7:45 to play as we keep it right here, and OBU leading 66-62.
Looked like he turned an ankle and was limping all the way across. The C official, or actually the trail official, called timeout on his own, let Gibson hop over the first row of chairs, second row of chairs, all the way to the third row of the socially distanced chairs.
You know, I'm glad you caught that because I was watching the ball and that happened away from the play, so I didn't see him run off the floor, but a good call, a good catch by you. Hey, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Instead of a break, let's pause for stations to identify themselves. Bison leads 66-62 over Southwestern of the Bison Radio Network. Todd Miller, Scott Wanish, John Zonlow, the crew with you on this Saturday afternoon. Hard to believe the 2-month regular season has come to an end. It seems just like yesterday, partner. We were working the exhibition game against MacU, and then a couple of days later headed out to Canyon to take on then third-ranked West Texas.
It was just like being in the dead of winter just a couple weeks ago. 8 degrees out at Southwestern, minus 16 overnight, and now we're getting 50s and 60s. Looks like we're headed for spring and March Madness.
Bison basketball brought to you by the banking team you can count on. First National Bank and Trust Company, talk to us first. And also by P&K Equipment and SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, Shawnee. Time back in, Southwestern inbounds, 5 to shoot. Driving right, Austin Johnson, follow away jumper, no. Thornton with a rebound, goes back up, right into Wilcox and throws it in.
Yeah, Wilcox did not want to challenge the shot. He does not want to take the chance to get that fifth.
7:29 to play, second half. It's a 2-point game. SWOSU once trailed by 11 of the second half, 13 of the first half, before closing on a 10-0 run to go into the locker room and forge a tie, and OBU split it away. Sims led Stoddard just a little too far, and that's a shame because Harrison was open.
Yeah, we're getting into crunch time again. This is where Oklahoma Baptist has excelled all year long in the second half. Once you get right at the 7-minute mark and less.
Turnover number 12 for OBU. Points off turnovers today, dead even at 3. So the new team has really taken advantage of the other's mistakes. James slides left, spins right, goes at Wilcox, and he lays it in.
Yeah.
James has 7 made field goals, and right now Nigel's become a liability out there on defense.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Todd. That's 2 shots in a row that he did not jump up and try to challenge, and Southwestern scored.
Game is tied at 66. Stoddard to Wilcox, elbow right, now to Sims. Throws up a little floater and banks it in. Wow, that's a gutsy shot early in the shot clock and a tie game late.
Oh, a one-handed jumper with the head fake, the double head move made the defense hesitate, and he quickly jumped up off the window.
OBU by a deuce between the circles. James attacks left, floats it in the left corner. They kick it now to Thornton, who drives around Thompson, and he throws it up and in. That's all OBU needs now with James shooting out of his mind is for Thornton to get going.
And that was a tough shot. It bodied up by Brantley Thompson, falling away, running all the way across the lane. Damon Thornton, fall away jumper right side.
Trey Green for 3. Airball that one, and it was contested well by Torian Knight. So SWOSU can take the lead with under 6 minutes to play in the second half, and we are tied at 68 inside the Noble.
Here comes Mr. Athletic, Jarius Hicklin.
He'll replace Trey Green. Jordan Thompson is going to come in, and Jaquan Sims able to get a big basket and milk a couple of minutes without picking up his 5th foul is out of the ball game. Nigel Wilcox stays out there with 4 fouls. Stoddard is out there with 3. Southwestern has Thornton, Austin Johnson, Chris Braggs Jr., Torian Knight, and Jalen Williams on the floor. Williams has a touch, left wing against the zone. To Thornton on the baseline, to Jalen, out high. Now they touch it to Braggs, banging his way against Wilcox. He lays it in.
Yeah, that
Chris
time,
Braggs Jr. with his first basket.
Wilcox actually went up that time, but Braggs is so strong, he always puts his shoulder into you, tries to body his way to the basket, and did that time.
OBU down 2, 70-68. Wilcox hands it off. Hicklin for 3. Got it! He rolled it home, and Jarius Hicklin has his 5th three-point basket at 71-70 Bison.
What a huge shot. It kind of reminded me up at Southern Nazarene in crunch time. Jarius Hicklin all over, making it from downtown.
Hicklin is incredible. Kobe Austin Johnson out front, sets the table. Knight tries to get to the foul line, does. Hicklin cuts him off. Now it's Thornton wing left, guarded by Thompson, spins away, goes to the rack, layup good.
Nice spin move underneath Thompson. Thompson actually touched that ball, but a strong grip on the ball, 2 hands by Thornton. He goes to the rim.
72-71 Bulldogs with under 5 to play here in regulation. Jordan Thompson handles it out front, attacks left baseline, drives underneath the basket. No look pass to Wilcox and flushes it home.
Every time Jordan Thompson gets in the paint, something good happens.
Did you see how he dribbled underneath, drew 2 defenders, and didn't even look at Wilcox? Southwestern lost him, and he threw it home. 1 point Bison lead. Wing left, Knight into the paint, draws the contact. He's fouled.
I think that's Hicklin from behind.
It is Jarius Hicklin, and that's his first. Both teams, well, no, that's only the 5th team foul against OBU. OBU is already into the 1-and-1. This will be a 2-shot foul for SWOSU, a chance to retake the lead. Bison lead at 73-72 with 4:29 to play. Foul shot is up, and that one is good. Chris Braggs will check out, and Braylon James is going to come in. James has a terrific game working, 17 points, 2 assists, a steal, and a rebound. He's played 27 minutes, but that is a considerable difference in size on the floor right now for Southwestern. Yep. Second free throw is good.
And with Wilcox, he had that big dunk there, but with that 4 fouls, Terry Evans is going to keep going right at Wilcox.
74-73 SWOSU with 4:15 to play. Jordan Thompson spins left wing. Jalen Williams backs off. Thompson fires a 3, and he got it. Oh, ice in the veins for the freshman JT, and OBU leads by a deuce, 76-74. At the other end, driving baseline, James, and his bounce pass stolen away. Hicklin comes out of there with it. Angles from right to left into the front court. Under 4 minutes to play, OBU leading by 2. 76-74. The freshman is assisted and then drained a 3. A huge 3 on the last 2 possessions. Hicklin on a screen and roll to Wilcox. Whips it left. Corner 3 by Stoddard. In and out and almost back in. Nigel with a rebound. Back up and in.
How about the unselfishness of Wilcox? He was in position to score underneath, but he saw Stoddard uncovered at the 3-point line, then puts Stoddard's miss back in.
Jalen Williams, stutter step dribble, spins, fall away jumper on the baseline, no good. Nigel Wilcox has the rebound. Nigel now has a double-double, 11 points and 10 rebounds. We're under 3.5 to play. OBU leads at 78-74. Bison on a 5-0 run over the last 63 seconds, spurred by Jordan Thompson. Hicklin slips, lost the handle. Thornton gets back on him left wing. Thornton grabbed the jersey of Hicklin. Now they get it to Thompson, and Jordan hoists it up late in the shot clock and a foul.
And a 3-point free throw right here by Thompson.
Austin Johnson just hacked him in the act, and we get a timeout. The final media timeout of the ball game. 3:04 to play. We'll step aside with Oklahoma Baptist leading Southwestern 78-74 on the Bison Radio Network.
Makes a chicken sandwich spicy? Fiery sauces, crazy hot toppings? Nope. It's all in the marinade. The heat and the flavor must come from within. Good thing there's the new limited time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
During the timeouts, Southwestern wanted them to go to the monitor and see if that was a 3. And it took about 10 seconds for them to pull up the monitor, the official, to look at it and say, yes, 3 shots for Jordan Thompson. Bison basketball brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union. Get ready for storm season. Finance your storm shelter with Tinker Federal Credit Union. Visit any TFCU branch or go to tinkerfcu.org to apply. Jordan Thompson, first free throw is up and good. That's 4 straight for JT, and then don't forget about the assists. And look, bounce pass to Wilcox for a two-handed flush. So Thompson has been huge in this separating run for OBU. He cleanly hits the second of 3, and he'll get one more.
Boy, he has been so clutch, especially the last 2 games. It was so exciting. What a great game by Jordan Thompson in Ada, and now here in a tight game versus Southwestern.
He takes 2 of 3. The second one rattled out. Thornton with a rebound. With 3 minutes to play in the ball game, OBU leads it 80-74. Thornton with it, pinched off, elbow right. Works right slot. Now goes cross court to Austin Johnson. 16 to shoot for Southwestern. They need a basket as they've gone scoreless now for nearly 2 minutes. They get it down low to Thornton. A good feed that time by Austin Johnson, and Damon lays it in.
Yeah, nice feed and nice reception by Thornton with his great leaping ability, pulling that down. Brantley Thompson challenging that shot. Thornton strong to the glass.
2.5 minutes to play. OBU leads it 80-74. Brantley hands it off. Hicklin another 3. No good. Harrison with a rebound. Kicks it out. Jordan Thompson for 3. Bang! The freshman hit another one, just like he did the other night. And the Bison lead it 83-76.
Nice offensive rebound by Stoddard. The kick out to Jordan Thompson. Money.
Knight left unguarded, hesitates, and then goes ahead and puts it up and in. Torian Knight gets a long 2. Timeout Southwestern. It's 63. Make that 83-78. The monitor has not updated. Of course, again, being upstairs, it's sometimes hard to see the scoreboard with the practice goals. You don't have to have a good line to know how good Jordan Thompson is already.
Ah. And clutch. I mean, this is crunch time. Those are mammoth three-point shots, and they were mammoth against the Tigers at East Central. Those 3 in a row. He scored 9 points by himself right in that thing to give the Bison, push them over the top.
Leading scorers for OBU today, 22 from Hicklin, 13 from Wilcox, who has a double-double with 11 rebounds, 10 points apiece for Brantley Thompson and Jaquan Sims. Jordan Thompson, they're only showing 8 up on the board. That is not right. Now Thompson has come out of the ball game. The computer apparently has not refreshed because Jordan Thompson has 11 points. They throw it over the top of the inbounds pass to Sims. He spins out of the front court. Southwestern gets back, and now the Bison are going to work the play clock. 1:58 to go. Sims on a cross-court pass takes a dribble right wing to Wilcox, top of the circle. Nigel hands it to Quan. Sims drives, bangs into Braggs, and that's it for Jaquan. That's the 5th of Jaquan Sims, who will foul out with 14 points.
Well, Chris Braggs Jr. took a big chance there with that flop because it wasn't much of a bump, I didn't think, but Sims didn't argue it much.
Actually, Sims has fouled out with 10 points. So my stats and the official stats are not agreeing, but that doesn't matter. Theirs counts, mine doesn't. 1:39 to play. Southwestern into the front court. Top of the key. James thought about a 3. Thompson comes racing out through his face. James dribbles, loses it off of his foot. Thompson dives, rolls it out to Stoddard. On the floor, Harrison from his back hits it out to Brantley Thompson. That's Bison basketball at its finest.
What a high IQ by Brantley Thompson. That ball's on the floor. He pushes it away to the teammate. Then Harrison Stoddard gets it, holds it away from the defender, and passes it to a teammate.
83-78. Hicklin spins left baseline back to the wing. Now drives against Braggs, dumps it down low. Wilcox, offensive foul. And that's the 5th on Nigel. And that was an acting job by Chris Braggs.
I think the last 2 were. There might have been a little contact. Wilcox doesn't like it. He dribbled up a little bit, but man.
Nigel's gone with 13 points. OBU leads it by 2 possessions with 69 seconds to play. I'll tell you what, you could not have asked for any more than what you got with Nigel Wilcox out there for extended minutes with 4 fouls. A double-double, 13 points and 11 rebounds.
Yeah, you said it earlier. He's just a freak athlete. He's so gifted. He knows exactly where to be on the floor. Great footwork.
1 minute to go. Thornton, a cross-court pass, steps into a 3, missed it. Hicklin with a rebound, and Braggs was on his back, and that'll do it for Chris. So Braggs is going to foul out with 4 points, only 1 basket. His most frustrating afternoon, I would think, of the year. Just 1 of 3 shooting.
That was a clear foul on Braggs. You just give him a saddle to get on Hicklin's back there.
Southwestern led by James, 17. Thornton has 15, 14 from Torian Knight, 12 from Kobe Austin Johnson. Jarius Hicklin, who's 1 of 2 at the foul line, will go to the stripe. Oklahoma Baptist today is 10 of 16 free throwing. They've been outscored by 3 for Southwestern, despite the fact that before these free throws, SWOSU has taken 2 more shots at the line.
Now, Damian Thornton can hit those threes, but he hadn't been hot there tonight. It's been the guards. It's been, Torian Knight. It's been Gibson. It's been Butler, Austin Johnson. So that was way short, that three-pointer, and a big rebound by Hicklin.
Hicklin rattles the first free throw home. Second one is up. That one is clean. Jarius Hicklin with 2 more to his point total. He's got 24. And we get a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout with 55 seconds to play in the ballgame. OBU leading 85-78. Jarius Hicklin with 24 points has eclipsed his previous career best of 23. And he did it twice, once at Southern Nazarene when OBU won for the first time in 10 years at the Sawyer Center. And then he did it 7 days ago against Northwestern when he had 23 against the Rangers. And OBU, that day like today, is going to need every one of the points.
Yeah, Oklahoma Baptist, crunch time, Todd, making the big shots. And it's different people a lot of times too. Hicklin, Jordan Thompson, of course, Jordan Thompson, back-to-back games. You can say Brantley Thompson, Harrison Stoddard, Trey Green. The list goes on and on.
Bison, for the second straight home game, have 5 in double figures. 50 seconds to play. Left circle, Austin Johnson. He'll trigger a 3, and he got it. You can't let the guy stand and shoot. All of a sudden, it's a 4-point game, 85-81, and Trey Green is fouled off the inbounds pass by Knight.
Especially on the first pass, hardly any time went off the clock whatsoever. From half court, 1 pass to the left side, Austin Johnson wide open three-pointer.
So Jason Aker will pull the other 4. Harrison Stoddard, Brantley Thompson, Jarius Hicklin, Jordan Thompson over to the side as Trey Green will go to the foul line. He does not have the pressure of a 1-and-1. That's the 10th second-half foul against Southwestern Oklahoma State. Trey's foul shot is up, and that one is no good. Green is 1 for 3 at the foul line today. That's a big miss because it makes it still keeps it a 2-possession game, and with only one of those baskets needing to be a 3. With 44 seconds to play, OBU leads by 4, 85-81. Green's second foul shot is up, and that one is clean. Trey Green with 5. Southwestern will inbound. Kobe Austin Johnson, 2 dribbles across midcourt. 40 seconds to play. Attacks left around Jordan Thompson. Lays it up left-handed. Missed it. Green with a rebound. Hicklin has it. Dribbles into the corner. Southwestern tried to trap, and now a foul. As Hicklin was just about to lose the basketball, Jarius is going to go to the free throw line after Austin Johnson's third.
Good rebound by Trey Green with his back to the basket, pinning the offensive rebounders of Southwestern under the goal to grab that in the lane.
Austin Johnson, who has been so good today, especially from 3, 5 of 9, blew a left-handed layup that would have made it kept it a 2-possession game. Hicklin to the line, free throws the first one up and in. And he adds to his career high afternoon of 25. 87-81, Oklahoma Baptist with just over a half minute to go from Shawnee. Second one is up, and Hicklin got that one. So it's 88-81, 30 seconds to play. Southwestern rolls it towards midcourt. It's picked up just inside the backcourt line by Camden Gibson. Fires a 3 over Green, and he got it. These guys just will not go away. And Jason Aker just throws his arms up in the air and walks slowly towards the other end of the bench. And now he'll join the huddle as Southwestern has burned the timeout with 26.4 seconds to play. That is the last timeout at Terry Evans' disposal.
Well, you got to give it up. Like you said, they won't go away. The Bulldogs are red hot from downtown with all the guards. So they dribble up, they try to roll the ball, save the time. OBU smartly at least gets close to half court. to make them burn at least a second or two coming up, but then they just walk up and take the three. Of course, the Bison are worried about fouling, but you got to challenge those shots.
I'm going to tell you right now, there is going to be two teams in the first round Monday night that are going to have home court advantage, but they're going to see opponents that I would not want to see in a one-game winner-take-all. And you can snicker if you want to. This Southwestern team, despite the fact they're not playing well in terms of wins and losses down the stretch, you can see the firepower that they have. The other is Northwestern. Northwestern on Monday night knocked down 19 threes against this Bulldog team.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, you don't want to play anybody. Kind of like what you alluded to earlier is you're glad that the conference switch where you have the crossover where you can play a team from Arkansas because this western side of the division is murder.
Trey Green with first, the most important play. Inbounding, looking for Hicklin. He's covered up, gets it to Jordan Thompson. Immediately a foul by Braylon James, his third. And now Jordan Thompson, who has been nothing short of clutch here in the second half. He's going to go to the line where he hit 2 of 3 after being fouled on a three-point attempt earlier. 25.3 seconds remain. OBU leads 88-84. If he makes both, it's still a two-possession game, but you would need 2 3-point baskets and only 25 seconds to play. Jordan Thompson's first one is up, and it spins off. So OBU had shot really well for the foul line. They are now 15 of 23 with a miss.
That was an irregular flat shot by Jordan Thompson. He usually has very nice arc on his free throws and long shots.
Thompson's second free throw's up, and it's good. Hit the front of the rim and went down. 89-84. Little pressure in the backcourt. They throw over the top. Torian Knight into the front court. Pulls up right circle, and he knocked it down. With 20.5 seconds to play. It's a 2-point game, 89-87. Brantley, a football pass, underthrown for Stoddard, intercepted by Southwestern. Now they can play for the final shot. A tie or to win it. Left corner with the basketball is Gibson. He spins. 9 seconds to play. Gibson bounces it down low, and Knight lays it in. 6 seconds to play. Brantley gets it inbounds to Trey Green. Green into the front court. 4 seconds to play. Trey to Jordan Thompson. Goes up. Missed it. And we're going to overtime. Southwestern has rallied with 5 straight in the closing 25 seconds to force overtime. And we play on in Shawnee, deadlocked at 89.
Just being a little bit too tentative not to lose on defense. Worried about fouling the three-point shooters, giving them good looks. Now, Trey Green did challenge that last three-pointer that Torian Knight hit. Was up there close, but when they're getting their feet set, these guys can pull the trigger.
Southwestern officially, it was a 22-second run of 5 straight. And an 8-1 run to close over the last 32 seconds. So an improbable comeback just to get this thing to overtime. OBU has the advantage. They're at home, but Southwestern clearly has all the momentum right now in a game that will go to the extra session, deadlocked at 89.
Yeah, Southwestern with Chris Braggs Jr. on the bench. He's their bruiser inside. Oklahoma Baptist with the leaper. All athletic Nigel Wilcox on the bench with 5 fouls.
And Sims has fouled out as well. Those two have combined for 23 points today. 89 apiece. We were tied at halftime at 36 after OBU led by 13 of the first half. Southwestern just resilient. A 10-0 run to close to get to the locker room tied. And then a 5-0 run over a 24-second period stretch. And an 8-1 run over 32 seconds is forced overtime, tied at 89.
You know, normally in those situations on the Jason Aker coach team, I see him pick up those three-point shooters full court where they just can't walk up to the three-point line and shoot. But these, OBU is way back and then just let the three-point guys walk up to the line.
Jalen Williams, who is not out on the floor to start overtime, the only Bulldog in serious foul trouble with 4. Harrison Stoddard, the only Bison that has more than 2 fouls that will play on into the extra session, and Harrison has 3. Southwestern, Oklahoma Baptist tied at 89. Jason Aker has been almost unbeatable in this building, only lost 7 times in his career. And with jumps into to start, and Harrison Stoddard wins it. Harrison joined by Trey Green, Brantley Thompson, Jordan Thompson, and Jarius Hicklin. Hicklin out on the floor with a career-high 26. Trey Green guarded top of the circle by Damon Thornton. 15 to shoot. Out pops Jarius Hicklin. 10 to shoot. Hicklin with a between-the-leg dribble, backs it out, accelerates, now has it tipped away, gets it back, falling away for the foul line, missed it, and Thornton down for the Southwestern rebound.
Good rebound by Thornton because Harrison Stoddard was right there with just a fingertips on it. He wanted that ball bad.
Camden Gibson hands it off to Torian Knight. 15 to shoot for Southwestern. Half a minute gone to the overtime period. Knight throws up a runner, not a real good shot over two defenders. Hit the inside part of the cup and carried right to OBU.
Yeah, Oklahoma Baptist is pressing out on those three-point shooters. That's why Torian Knight put it on the floor.
4:08 to play in overtime. Still deadlocked at 89. Each team with a possession of the extra session. Thompson, a good pass to Stoddard down low. He missed the dunk, but he's fouled. Torian Knight commits the foul, and it is his second personal. And now Harrison, who's struggled the last couple of games for the line after being the league leader in free throw percentage much of the year, will have to earn them from the stripe.
How about the vision by Jordan Thompson? He dribbles just inside the top of the key and quickly just sees Harrison Stoddard with that bullet pass.
First free throw, good by Harrison Stoddard. OBU entered the week leading the conference in assists at just under 15 against East Central. They had 11 assists on 23 made baskets. Tonight they have 18 assists on 32 made field goals. Stoddard clean on both of them. Early salvo fired by OBU in overtime. Just under a minute gone here in overtime. Period number one, 91-89 Bison. Austin Johnson with the defender falling down with a little contact. Misses elbow right. Rebound to Brantley Thompson, who just out-hustled Braylon James. Brantley was able to snap it away from Braylon right before he got on the scene. 3:36 to play in overtime. Oklahoma Baptist trying to finish the year on a high note and win their 14th game at 18 starts. They lead it overtime by 2. Jordan Thompson against the man-to-man. Guarded by Gibson. Works right quarter. They back off. He'll fire a three. Missed it long. Stoddard had the rebound, hit his hands. But he didn't bring it in, and Southwestern has it. Down the paint goes Gibson all the way to the goal, and he lays it in. And a timeout called by Southwestern with 3:17 to play. Each team gets a timeout in the overtime period.
Nice explosion off the dribble, left-handed by Gibson. He goes all the way to the rack from outside the free throw line.
Will you tell me, is it hot or am I sweating because Southwestern's turned up the pressure here in the second half?
Yeah, it just kind of like some of the air gets out of you because, well, there's only like 19 seconds left. OBU up by 5, and Southwestern comes back to tie it up, force OT.
Don't forget to show your OBU spirit at Rep Carip with officially licensed Bison apparel from shopobubison.com. ShopOBUBison.com is the official online store of OBU Athletics and the only place online to buy OBU apparel, accessories, gifts, and much more with purchases benefiting OBU Athletics. Stay up to date with OBU on social media at Oklahoma Baptist University Athletics on Facebook and at OBU_Athletics on Twitter and Instagram. Tied at 91, a minute 45 into overtime. Jordan Thompson across midcourt, works left side, hands it off to Hicklin. He finds himself wide open but misses the jumper short. Gibson the rebound, up ahead tonight, one-on-one, and he floats it in over Hicklin.
What a move by Knight because Hicklin, he can steal, he can block shots. Hicklin was as high as he could. Nice finger roll by Knight.
4 straight for Southwestern. They're playing perhaps for a home court game on Monday night. Thompson hands it off to Hicklin. Southwestern by 2, 93-91. Jarius around a Stoddard screen. They roll Harrison. Brantley goes to work left wing. Jump passes. Jarius Hicklin for 3. Got it! The top of the circle. He's got 6 3-point baskets, and that's a new career high.
Nice assist by Brantley Thompson. Beautiful follow-through three-pointer for Hicklin.
94-93. Bison with deuces wild. 2:20 to play in overtime. Need a stop here. Gibson backing into the left front court. Got it by Thompson on the heads. Brantley helps. They cross-court it right side. Austin Johnson inside the arc. Raises, missed the jumper. Thornton with a rebound. Had his hand on it and lost it. Stoddard gathers it to Jordan Thompson. OBU by 1 with the basketball.
As Brantley Thompson tipped that ball away from Damian Thornton.
2 minutes to play in overtime. Stoddard, top of the circle, angles right to Brantley on the baseline. Back to Stoddard. Gets Thornton up in the air, then throws it up. Won't matter because Southwestern's already into the double bonus. And Stoddard's going to go to the free throw line. And that's worry about a guy's back when the guy the size of Thornton comes down on it.
And that's only his second foul for Thornton.
He has played well today. Southwestern has 21 from Torian Knight, 17 from James. Thornton has 15, Austin Johnson 15, and Gibson has 12.
Wow, what a game inside the Noble Complex.
Austin Johnson, Thornton, James, Knight, and Gibson, all 5 in double figures. The 5 out of the 4 right now for Terry Evans' club. Harrison Stoddard, 2 of 2 in overtime to give OBU a 3-point lead if he makes both, but he accomplishes the first.
And win or lose for the Bulldogs, this is going to give them some big-time momentum going into this tournament.
Harrison Stoddard, second one is up, and the lefty hit that one. He's 4 of 4 in overtime. Harrison has 13 to go along with 9 rebounds, trying for back-to-back double-doubles on the season. Wide open, a long 3 by Gibson, and he got it. He was near the B on the Bison.
Yeah, he just went behind Torian Knight. Knight was just kind of more of a screen, just standing there. You know that's what they want to do, step up and hit threes, and they're doing it all night long.
Tied at 96, a minute and a half to play in overtime. This one's a good one. Trey Green, Jordan Thompson. Thompson works foul line right, backs it out to Brantley Thompson. Thompson is cut off, leaves it for Hicklin, another 3, no good. Stoddard tips it up, it almost went in. Kept alive by Green. Stoddard to that, it's stripped by Thornton. OBU wanted a foul and no whistle.
Well,
Southwestern gets it in the 96 tie.
Yeah, Stoddard was getting hammered on all, especially on the offensive rebound. They hit him so hard in the back, he had no chance to score.
Austin Johnson on a kick out for 3, missed it. OBU fights over the rebound, and Southwestern ends up with it. Dug out by Gibson. They had 2 rebounders that knocked it away from each other on the right wing. A minute to go in overtime. We're deadlocked at 96. Torian Knight between the circles. Veers left, and Brantley is going to be called for a foul, and that's a terrible call. Absolutely a terrible call. All he was doing was hedging, and there was so little contact, and Brantley saying something to the official. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, and Torian Knight, he was dribbling. I think he just slipped. He did a good job by
exactly
not walking.
Right.
Torian Knight kept his left-handed dribble alive, and all he had to do is let him dribble on, but he ruled the foul.
When he started to slip, there was just a little bit of contact, but not in this stage to call a foul, in my opinion. Knight's foul shot is up, and he hit the front end of the 1-and-1. That, incidentally, is Brantley's second personal foul. Southwestern now has scored 4 straight to break a 96-96 deadlock. They lead by a point. Second one by Knight is up, and it's good. Knight today has 23 points. He's been huge. He is a junior from Odessa Junior College. Grew up in Edmond. 45 seconds to play. Southwestern 98, Oklahoma Baptist 96. Jordan Thompson gets into the paint, goes to the goal, and a foul, and JT's going to go to the free throw line. How many coaches, how many teams that have the experience that this Bison team has have the confidence to let a freshman make a play like that with the game on the line?
Well, he don't look like a freshman. He
No,
don't play
he does
like a
not.
freshman. But every time Jordan Thompson dribbles into the paint, something good has been happening.
Gibson with the foul. Thompson misses the first free throw. So JT has made 3 of 6, but he's only made 1 of his last 3 from the stripe. There is a difference of 7.3 seconds on the shot and game clock. Southwestern does not have another timeout. Oklahoma Baptist has 2. It's a 2-point lead that could be reduced to 1, and it is as JT hits the free throw. 98-97. Get a stop here, you'll have the final possession. Gibson gets the inbounds pass, returns it to Austin Johnson. Jump pass is denied at midcourt. Cross courts it to Thornton, cut off on the right block by Stoddard, backs it out on the corner. Now goes one-on-one around Hicklin. It's forced to give it up to Knight. 14 seconds to play on the shot clock. Game clock at just over 20. Down the paint goes Knight. Leans, shoots, missed it. Tipped by Thornton, wouldn't go. Brantley with a rebound. 13 seconds to play. Thompson up ahead to Stoddard. Stoddard around the much smaller Gibson, and he lays it in. OBU leads by a point. 7 seconds to play. Aker winning a timeout. They didn't see it. Gibson loses the handle at the other end. Hicklin comes out of there with it, and OBU looks like they're going to survive.
Wow.
Did you see that after the basket? Jason Aker wanted a timeout. It looked like the C official, the trail official, looked at him, but they didn't give the timeout. Now, whether he saw it or not, I don't know, but it could not have worked out any better for OBU.
I saw Brantley Thompson look toward the bench when he got that rebound inside the left block, but at that time Aker wasn't given the signal, so Thompson just went, passed the ball up, and then got it to Stoddard in a great move by Stoddard off the glass.
Southwestern with just their 10th turnover at the ball game, and it came at the most opportune time. Hicklin hits the first. He needs the second with 1.5 seconds to go to mean that a throw-in could not beat you with a buzzer. OBU will spend a timeout, 1.5 seconds to play. Bison now lead it 100-98.
I guess Akers setting up his defense on a miss or a make here, because without Terry not having that last time out, he couldn't be able to draw up a play to try to get that last heave.
It's a 30-second timeout. My goodness. What a way to finish an exciting day of sports on Bison Hill. And it was the underclassmen Jordan Thompson and Jarius Hicklin that may deny Southwestern a chance to spoil Sims, Brantley Thompson, and Stoddart's senior day.
Yeah.
Jarius Hicklin with 30 points.
What a performance. Hicklin, Jordan Thompson. And, of course, you get the consistent play of Stoddard, Brantley Thompson, Wilcox.
Make it 31. They inbound, and Gibson will heave from behind half court. It's online, but a little short. Nova U celebrates a senior day victory, 101-98.
Woo!
101-98, and Southwestern pushed the Western Division champs to the brink today. But a costly turnover in the waning seconds and 2 more free throws from the hero of the day, Jarius Hicklin, who finishes with 31, enough for the Bison to escape on their home floor, 101-98. The second half, and it has been a good one, is brought to you by OVU alumnus Noble McIntyre and his team of dedicated and effective personal injury attorneys at McIntyre Law. The postgame show is coming up next on the Bison Radio Network.
The OBU Athletic Department would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Bison basketball. Bank First, Billy Boy Barbecue, Boomerang Diners, Chick-fil-A Shawnee, the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, the Dennis Morris State Farm Insurance Agency, Eric's Pharmacy, First National Bank and Trust, First United Bank, Hampton Inn Shawnee, Hudeberg Auto Group, Emmanuel Baptist Church, Lowe's, McIntyre Law, Send Relief, the OBU Graduate College, P&K Equipment, Pine Cliff Printers, Qdoba, Rob's Smokehouse, Shawnee Mills, Shawnee Pit Stop, Sherwin-Williams, South Central Industries, SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital Shawnee, TAC Designs, Tinker Federal Credit Union, The Lunchbox, the UPS Store, Village Tours and Travel, Vision Bank, Walls, and Whataburger.
And again, you have to give credit to both of these teams for putting on a show today. Southwestern looked like they were going to be left for dead once in the first half, a second time in the second half, and much to Terry Evans' club's credit, they hit shot after shot after shot, got the game to overtime, scoring the last 5 in less than a half minute of play. They had a lead of 2 in overtime, and then the Bison got some buckets, got some free throws, and forced a huge turnover. Again, Southwestern did not turn it over much today, only 10 times, but the last of those 10 was huge, and it probably cost them the game. 101-98 is the final score.
Wow, how about three-point shooting by Southwestern? 15 for 30, 50%. Oklahoma Baptist, 37%, 10 of 27. Kobe Austin Johnson, 5 for 10. Braylon James from downtown, 2 for 2. Torian Knight, 3 for 4, and 4 for 5, Camden Gibson. You get that kind of shooting, that is why they're in the game, and we're on the brink of a victory here.
Southwestern, we've talked about it from the very first time we saw them all the way back in Game 4 of the season. They are a scary, scary bunch. Not the way they defend, but the way they score. And, man, did they get hot today, white hot. inside the Noble Complex. Officially, SWOSU shoots 45% from the floor, 34 of 75. OBU again shoots over 50% for the second time in a home game this week, and they needed every scrap of it. They did it against Southern Nazarene on Monday night, shot 54% of that ball game. Today they shoot 51.5%, 34 of 66. Southwestern was 50% on 30 three-point tries, 15 to 30. Oklahoma Baptist was 10 of 27 for 37% from three-point range. 15 of 20 free throw shooting today for Southwestern, 23 of 32 for 72% for Oklahoma Baptist. The Bison a huge rebounding advantage, 48-31 today over SWOSU, including nearly a 2-to-1 edge on the offensive glass, 12-7. 10 turnovers today for SWOSU, 16 for Oklahoma Baptist. Points off turnovers, 9-7 in favor of the Bulldogs. Told you that OBU had a lot of assists, 20 on 34 made baskets, 13 for the Bulldogs on 34 made baskets as well. And we're getting Harrison Stoddard hooked up on the cordless mic down below. We'll hear from one of the three seniors today that played their final regular season game, at least for this year, inside the Noble Complex. And Harrison had another double, 15 points and two rebounds. My friend, how are you? That was fun.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Was that not a fun game to be a part of?
It was, yeah. Very frustrating, but it was fun.
You did a really good job, I thought, in staying aggressive after you got into some early foul trouble. And I know you had to be a little less aggressive after you lost Wilcox late in the second half.
Yeah. In the first half, I was getting all the moving screen, and I don't even remember what the second foul was, but I don't know. The rest were back and forth, and I talked to them, and they gave me some feedback on what I could do better to stay out of foul trouble.
I find it kind of interesting today, Harrison, that on Senior Day, you guys have all meant so much to this program that it was the underclassmen that carried the load with Jarius Hicklin and Jordan Thompson.
Yeah, they both stepped up today and played really well, especially Jarius. Came down the stretch and knocked down his free throws, which was clutch for us.
Harrison Stoddard visiting with us. He is the senior from Edmond North High School. How fun is it to beat your old high school ball coach?
I mean, it's always fun to beat him. We went 4-0 against him this year, so that was always great. But he's a great coach, and he knows what he's doing.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
All right, what was the message from Coach Aker, the halftime locker room? I figured it probably wasn't a tea party.
It was not. They went on that run right before halftime, and we said that we need to start moving the ball more and not taking quick contested shots. And in the second half, we switched it up and came out with the win.
I think it's a credit to you guys how you've been able to keep your focus. A lot of people might say, hey, you've clinched things. Well, you could just finish out the regular season. That's not the way you guys operate, not the way your coaching staff allows you to operate.
Not at all. We're just going to keep winning as many games as we possibly can.
Good job, buddy. Go be with your family. Congratulations.
Thank you, Todd.
Harrison Stoddard visiting with us here with the post-game show. Oklahoma Baptist wins in overtime today, 101-98. And again, Harrison, a huge game, a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds on 5 of 7 shooting. And Harrison did that again, battling fouls. He picked up, 3 fouls pretty early in the ballgame and did not get a fourth. And, again, had to be a little less aggressive after Nigel went to the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But, Oklahoma Baptist has 6 players in double figures. You talk about a balanced scoring attack. And then that Jordan Thompson, every time he touched the ball, when he dribbled, he'd pull the defense to him, wide open layups. He also had 4 assists. Brantley Thompson, 5 assists. And, of course, Jaquan Sims. You just go down the line, great teams.
Jason Aker now is hooked up with us on the floor. Coach, I don't have very good eye vision, but I can see you grinning from ear to ear. That was a fun basketball game to be a part of.
Unbelievable game. I mean, I think more than anything is that every team that you play in this conference, like I've been saying all year, it's not only a 50-50 game, but, is there not some talent in our conference?
Wow.
Did you see all those plays that those Southwestern kids were making and coach? They have an unbelievable coach. They have an unbelievable group. But once again, our team, the lone characteristic trait that we have is that we find ways to win. And so we found a way to win. It was looking really bleak. We got a good shot there at the end of regulation. I'm kind of trying to say that because I chose not to call a timeout, and I don't want to get blamed in my own mind. But we got a shot at the rim. Probably should have called a timeout since we didn't score. But I was proud of our guys. Jaquan had a tough day. He was in foul trouble all day, but I think it speaks to the character of our team. He was over there. He was really frustrated. It was his senior day, but he was cheering, and he was as happy as any of them. And so it was only fitting. I think it was Harrison, right, that finished that last bucket. Brantley was looking for him there at the end, and he threw that ball to him in the end of regulation. And so we just had to shake it off and get to overtime. It was tied at half. It was tied at the end of 40 minutes, and so thank goodness it wasn't tied after the first overtime.
Hey, Coach, you talk about team all the time. You had 6 players in double figures. How valuable is that when you can go to so many different players in this game?
Unbelievable. We had all kinds of guys. I think we played 12 or 13 guys in this game. We were in foul trouble. We had all kinds of guys step up. Once again, Jordan Thompson made some really key buckets. And we just have a fun team to coach. We're not better than anybody. We're not worse than anybody. And I think it's such a testament to our group that they were able to finish. What did we finish? 13 and what did our
14 and 3.
14 and 3 in the conference. We believe that punched our ticket to the NCAA tournament. We felt like we needed that one. We open up the conference tournament here in Shawnee on Wednesday. But I'm just proud. I'm proud. I don't want it to end. I'm already not looking forward to the end of the season, whenever that may be. Because I just enjoy being around our guys. And so our basketball is up and down, but I tell you what's not up and down is that we normally win and we normally have a ton of fun.
Jason, I could talk about the obvious of those 6 scorers that played and were in double figures, but lost in the box score, I think, is the 207 that Jack Pruitt played. He came in, gave you a basket, his first of the season. And, I mean, this is a kid that has not been at a game for some time, and you brought him in a tight situation, and he gave you a couple of very good minutes.
Well, he's got character. He's the reason why we're in the position that we're in. He's been Coach Davis, Harrison, Brantley, Jack Pruitt. We've all been here from the start, from building this thing and building our program. Just want to shout out Miss Kimberly and Coach Davis. This is the first game that I've coached at OBU without my brother, my boy, Coach Davis. He got to stop by, shoot around. They had their baby healthy, and Miss Kimberly's healthy, and so we praise the Lord for that blessing. But we really missed him. I was making all kinds of bad decisions without my guy.
Well, you made bad decisions to the tune of the 3-point win. How about that, Jason?
Yeah. Well, we all know why we won and why we win as coaches. It's because of the young men that we have, and so for them to have the regular season that they just had, those kids have no idea what they just did, Todd. I mean, to go through this conference, I mean, think about all the coaches and the players in our league and the Oklahoma side. And so couldn't be more proud. We're equally excited about going to church and taking the day off tomorrow and not having a Monday rivalry game. And so we are super excited to take that nap tomorrow and hang out and go to church.
Good job, my friend. See you on Wednesday night.
All right, Todd.
Jason Aker visiting with us here from the Noble Complex. Bison win at 101-98 in overtime over Southwestern. And again, everybody that got on the floor, Savon Milton played a minute 31. Jack Pruitt played 2:07. They were out there for a reason. They played key minutes as OBU was stretched to the limit today with foul trouble and a red-hot shooting Southwestern team, and OBU wins it in overtime. I think outlasting is the best word to use. Outlasting Southwestern 101-98.
Boy, that's a good word, Todd, because I could just think of the blood punch after punch, everybody taking a punch, and who's the last guy standing? Oklahoma Baptist. And almost every time, and even Jason said it, they're 14-3. They're used to winning, and when you get in the clutch situations, there's big plays, huge plays down the stretch by the game-winning basket by Harrison Stoddard.
I'm going to be real honest with you. You can ask James because he and I talked about this when the season started. I really thought 11-9 if you played all of your conference games, which first of all I didn't think would happen, or 12-8 if you played all the conference games, which almost happened, would be good enough to win the league. OBU wins 14 of 17 games this year against the same competition night after night after night.
And, you know, when you predict that at the beginning of the season, that's really a good prediction, even though it looks like on paper you're off 14-3. But these games are so tight, and there's that window in crunch time that OBU wins every time. And what you were banking on, that's not going to happen every time. But these guys just continue to be the last guy standing.
101-98 in overtime. Oklahoma Baptist wins. They finished the season 14-4 and 14-3 in the conference. We will take a timeout. Be back with the individual numbers in a moment. OBU splits today on Senior Day with Southwestern here on the Bison Radio Network.